The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
That's how bad it is. I mean, we're just so bad. It's just ridiculous.
Don't say we.
Yeah, say you.
So is it me? I mean,
yes.
You brought it up.
Yeah.
Well, we were doing okay till that other guy came.
Oh, wow, really?
I'm just he's not. I don't know where yet, but it was. Oh, we on? Watch you tell. Can you just tell us we're on? Lord have mercy.
This would never happen on The View.
I'm telling you, this is like okay.
Breakfast Club. It never happened to Breakfast Club.
I know y'all hear that voice, and it's obvious it's not the voice that's normally here because you don't hear the on it.
Wow. You don't hear the lisp.
Too soon?
That's racist.
Never too soon, man.
All right, I'm Lewis Sticks.
TDP.
I'm Jeff.
We got a special guest we're going to introduce in a minute. What's the name of the show?
In a Man's World, tighten up your belts.
Okay. We actually have a celebrity here.
Absolutely.
Unlike us.
St. Louis on.
Yeah,
very
St.
own.
Louis. Yes.
You got a street named after you yet?
No, man.
Please welcome one and only
You got
Phat
a drug
Tuesdays.
named after you in St. Louis? Nothing?
You got a house named after you?
Right.
Why?
It's a garage.
I ain't even got a kid named after me. That's the easiest thing.
Yeah.
Really?
That part.
Really. Hey, we have what a nice thing for him to do. To actually drive down. Because he lives way up on the hill. Guy Torry.
See, Joe lives up in the hills. They got the
does
wrong
he?
Torry.
I'm
downtown.
Live in the basement.
I'm downtown.
I see Joe in the basement. That didn't go well. He used to do that thing in the basement.
The
Remember
bunker in
Joe?
the basement?
Oh, it's actually in his garage. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But he don't do it no more?
I haven't been. I don't know. I haven't done the show.
Have you ever been to his house?
Yeah, a
I
couple
drove
times.
by.
I drove by.
Yeah.
Throughout a couple of Christmas
All right,
presents.
whatever you do, God forbid, once Joe's not here, don't marry his wife.
Wow.
That'd be the ultimate.
That's a Jackson thing.
Yeah, you know how many people are trying to hit on David Arnold?
Are you serious?
No, just kidding.
Oh man, that's
I
crazy.
tried.
Joe's wife from East St. Louis.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, so she gonna. Oh yeah, that's
she
yeah.
gonna
So
cut
she
you.
rolling. Yeah.
She ain't no joke.
How's his son doing? His son with the
Which one?
Well, the one that thought he was a baller. He thought he
Oh,
was
TJ, he had game. TJ got game.
Yeah,
Say with the
game.
Crespi?
Yeah.
Huh?
He with the Crespi?
Yeah, he went to Crespi for a year.
Yeah.
Who, Joe's son?
Yeah, then
TJ.
he became Joe.
Oh
Trying to
man.
knock people out.
Oh yeah. Well.
But he,
hurt
I used
people.
to always,
Hurt people.
Yeah.
I used to see Joe all the time.
Cam is funny.
Who?
Cam, his
Who's
first
that?
son, his firstborn.
He's doing
Kim
comedy?
Tavares, yeah.
Oh,
Kim
okay,
Tavares
Kim.
and Joe's child.
And their son.
Yeah.
Oh,
offspring.
Oh, so they were conceived in a funny way.
Right. Yeah, he's
Oh,
grown.
so I thought he had.
No.
He has no athletic skills at all. He has no athletic
Wait,
skills.
who had the kid that passed? Oh, that was.
That was
DL.
Kim with
Yeah.
the
She
other-
had with two people.
Yes.
what?
She was fertile, huh?
Comedians? Cape
So-
Verdean.
But that was funny though, because that night
Who had who first? I mean, whose kid
DL.
came?
I think DL. Yeah, I think that
DL
was first.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then
she had
Unfortunate situation.
she had bombed bad at the Regency, and she wanted to make amends.
okay.
And I was hosting, and I was like, she's like, "What are you doing after this?" And I'm like, because we usually went to the page 4.
Right.
I heard
So
about
we
that
went to the
place.
page 4 afterwards, and I said, "All right, you can get on here and all that." So then she was just like, she had a good set, but then DL came over there, and DL like ripped it, and then we was talking comedy, and DL was like, I was like, "So you want to get something?" She's like, "Well, no, I'm gonna go eat with DL." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh man.
I'm gonna go let DL eat you. That's too much.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
Wait,
So
wait,
he just took your.
No.
You wasn't that funny.
Hey, oh no.
Because I remember
You had a better
that's
set.
when you used to hold up your little
Yeah,
signs.
yeah.
That was you and Leo Lawrence. That was their go-to bit. And now for me to close.
Yeah, I was with Simply Marvelous.
Yeah.
I wasn't tripping.
No. Who else? Who else was the go-to? Who else was the go-to? I never.
Wanda White.
Ed Wanda White was. No, Ed Wanda. No. I thought you meant Annie McKnight because
Annie
she pulled
McKnight.
a couple.
What about
she
Robin?
strapped on a couple. Robin.
Montague.
She was
Robin
cute.
Montague.
Yeah.
she was
And
cute.
what's her name? The tall girl that.
Angela Means?
Oh yeah.
Angela Means.
I wasn't around back then, but
Oh, yeah,
I heard
Angela
all the
Means.
stories.
But she
Whatever
was,
happened to the tall one? That
Angela Means
we
we
had the
played
coldest
chess.
line for
Palmer
that
King
one.
4, huh?
That was the cold one.
Woo. The
The
one.
tall one that was from Frisco.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she was
bombed.
there,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Flame Monroe?
No.
Close. Once you say San Francisco, it's slim picking.
Because I was about to say, yeah, I hit that. But yeah, I see.
You said it right now.
She wasn't Flame. She
Wasn't
wasn't named Flame back then.
Right.
It was just
Wasn't
Monroe.
that one named Karen Addison? Wasn't she?
Karen
She was
Addison.
a little cutie.
She was a cutie. She's
Yeah.
kind of like the other little girl. Kind of replaced her now. What's her name? Kendra. She kind of
Oh,
reminds me
yeah,
of
yeah,
Ada-
okay, I got it,
she's
yeah.
cute
And then there was the
little-
one that was
Yeah.
with Robert Townsend, the light skinned one.
Oh, she was funny.
Suzanne.
Suzanne Suter.
Suzanne Suter
Yeah,
was funny.
Suzanne
Suter.
But we knew she was Roberts.
Yeah.
She was Robert.
Right, Townsend.
What about Robin Montague? Was she around back
She
then?
was, she was
there?
good. But
Yeah,
she
she was-
some girls were good enough to where you didn't hit it because she had, she got
And then
talent. You
Jetta?
liked her. Jetta.
Jetta
Jones.
Yeah. Oh,
But the
AJ
twins.
Sanders.
AJ Sanders, that's
Just-
right.
but
That
she
was
was
your
Stacey
early.
McClain.
Yeah.
Stacey McClain just stole from her. remember the guys? What's his name? Stole her credit cards. We didn't even know we had what credit cards were back then.
Who was
but
that?
who was that? That's with her stuff.
TK?
No,
T.J. Johnson.
no. What's his name? The boy Vince Champ and them.
Oh, Vince Champ. Oh,
Right.
man.
Vince Cook.
Vince
Vince
Cook.
Cook.
Vince
Cook.
Cook. He ended up having a
DC.
stroke.
Vince Champ was the
Vince-
college dude.
Yeah, he was the one going around raping girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't have to say allegedly now because he was convicted of it.
Yeah.
You had Yvette Wilson.
Yvette Wilson was
Wilson
a trooper.
cutie, another cutie.
Yeah, we had some. It was some nice. I mean, but it was some cuties and it was some funny ones.
Right.
And
Then there was some cute, funny ones.
it was some cute,
And then
funny
Kathy
ones.
Westfield.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
she
The
was-
little
yeah.
mole. Didn't she have the mole?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody hit that mole off.
No, that was her and Daryl Carter.
Daryl Carter.
Right,
Yeah.
he doing muscle videos now.
I don't know, but it was like
He just hit me up the other day, too.
Isn't he on, like,
yeah,
He's doing
on social
workout
media.
videos.
I think so. I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
but when
it
you
was all
old, when you over 54 and you're trying to do workout, you don't have young muscles.
Yeah.
They
Sugar
don't
Ray?
look. They don't look cut.
Right.
Like he got a whole arm.
Right. Just solid.
Yeah, right.
steroid.
Solid.
Yeah, steroid.
Yeah, it's no cut. He's like,
Yeah.
you too old for me to watch
Yeah.
your video and do what you do.
It's like
They
a
got
chicken
twin
thigh.
boys,
It's
though.
just all meat,
Huh?
no
Yeah.
definition, no.
Yeah, they have twin boys,
Who
Kathy and Daryl.
are they
I'm so
together?
glad.
No,
I'm so
they-
glad you didn't say two twins. Oh man, thank you so much.
No, they have twin boys. No, they
That's
divorced.
4.
Right. They had two twins.
Yeah, they went to a nasty divorce.
Oh, they did.
Oh yeah, it was nasty.
The only person that didn't go through a nasty voice was Benzo, or whatever his name was.
I didn't go to a nasty one.
Were you married?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. We saw that on the little thing. We'll get to that. But listen, it is so. I mean, how many days before Christmas? It's crazy.
What's today? Today's the 6th?
Under 20.
No.
What's today?
Pardon me.
It's 19.
Oh, to introduce. Oh, before we introduce
Oh,
him, we're
breaking
supposed
news.
Yeah. See, if we actually had a format and knew what we were doing, we're supposed to show this before we introduce you. Got you.
Whatever.
Got you.
That's why Hillary lost.
as well as the TV roles such as the miniseries, the 70s. Give it up for my younger brother, Guy Torry. Y'all. What's going on?
I didn't realize how much you guys look alike. And you're both in entertainment,
Yeah.
both in comedy, both acting. Do you get confused?
Well,
People mix you
I
up?
look like Joe on crack. I'm like the I'm like the thin version of Joe.
Right.
But people get us mixed up all the time. But you know, he's buffed. I'm not. He got worms in his hand. I don't. His brother's hot. Mine isn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, Guy Torry.
Give it up for Foxx and his tea. Them big dominoes you got in your motherfucking mouth. Big six to the board. Them some big motherfuckers, man. Golly, them tombstones? I thought you was Tiger Woods for a minute.
I'm Inglewoods.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? All right. I don't know where to start. I know this Emmett. I know this your night, but, you gotta wait, motherfucker. I'm gonna mosey on to you later. I want to give a big round of applause to one of the Maloof brothers, owner of the Sacramento Kings. Please give a big round of applause. No, don't boo. Yeah, give it to that motherfucker.
Man. Hey,
come on now. He's still hurt. Y'all almost did it. It was 2 joints away from the damn ring, motherfucker. Chris Webber got to get high after halftime, motherfucker. How'd you hear about Phat Tuesdays?
How'd you hear about Jesus? People told you.
This is how we do it. It's 1995. Comics back then were predominantly white, and I said, man, there's so many funny people doing comedy in the hood, but there was no one there to see them. And I was like, okay, change that shit. Chris Tucker,
Martin Lawrence, Jamie Foxx,
Kevin Hart.
every week, sold out.
It was the neighborhood.
For the first time, I was able to do black humor.
Man, this was really our space.
Phat Tuesdays was like a melting pot for like genius shit.
Stand-up comedy for black comedians, it was born out of some specific circumstances.
He stole my radio, my couch.
You stole a whole couch?
Comedians take these topics, take the stress off people, and make them fucking laugh.
They blame stealing on us like we invented it. Now, we may have perfected it. I mean, yeah, we may snatch a purse, but we didn't steal a whole country and call it the United States.
Okay. Ooh.
Man.
I didn't see Dannon Green in that.
Yeah. He was in between the teeth. You didn't see the teeth. No, I'm just kidding. No. I mean, first of all, wow.
Shots fired.
Wow. No, we're going to go to the point of when you first came. I mean, you were funny as soon as you came. Did you see Joe's face?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he coming. Oh, he coming. You could see Joe's talent was just leaving.
Like, I'll never have him back on the couch.
Yeah, he was like, and the girl was just feeling you. She was like,
that was Rachel. Remember Rachel? Man.
No,
she used to be on BET, man.
BET, yeah.
Oh,
Rachel.
okay.
Man, Rachel from she used to do that island
Caribbean,
show.
Yeah.
Caribbean,
Oh, okay.
Caribbean island.
But that was the first. Now, how were you excited? That wasn't your first. Was that your first TV experience?
No, my first TV experience, talk show wise, was actually Chris Spencer. It was Vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Yeah, it was Vibe. Yeah.
Wow. No. Nah. If Chris was hosting Vibe now, he'd be a star.
Yeah.
He's got it now.
Oh, yeah.
He was sweating so much, he made us nervous at home.
Yeah.
But
There was a lot of competition at that time. Yeah.
I mean, bad competition. Yeah. Magic,
Keenan had his show.
Keenan had his show, yeah.
He just didn't bring enough Waynes on. All right. So hold on. Okay.
You won't be getting that call. For
For what?
The warm up.
Yeah, Living Color 3. You won't be doing that.
They'll give it to Speedy. No. So I want to go back.
Doing your material, but
I want to go back to that roast, Emmett roast. We've all seen. We've seen your clip. Yeah. First of all,
infamous.
You had enough heart to go at Jaime, and it was interesting because Jaime tried to do the little talking to the guy thing for you, but it didn't work. But it worked on Doug Williams. So you could see Jaime started. He tried to hit you, but your shit was too fiery.
I don't know if it was fearless or just naive.
Fearless.
Yeah.
Now, did you come up after? Was that after Doug?
That was before Doug.
That was before Doug.
Yeah, that's why I said he did the God is conscious.
Yeah.
His first
thing
was what he tried to do with you.
Yeah.
Then it didn't fly, so he just said, all right, you gonna win this one.
Right.
Because he tried to throw that little joke in and he didn't hit.
Right.
So he was smart enough.
I didn't realize that until just now. Wow. I have seen it 100 billion times.
Yeah. So he was smart enough to say, all right, I ain't gonna get
Bail out.
Yeah.
He's like, eject. So,
my first couple of, the combos be like, oh, okay.
Because he had control.
Yeah.
Right.
He was like, Jaime, I'm going to get to you. You almost had
when you said tombstones, it was a wrap.
Dominoes.
Yeah, he couldn't come back. Yeah, he was dead. He couldn't come back after. Yeah, dominoes.
It was just really just everything everybody said about my teeth. I just turned it around and I started, because I got dogged in the beginning. You saw some of those clips, man. My teeth was like, woo.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, I mean, corn on the cob wasn't scared of you. Corn on the cob.
That was close.
Corn on the cob, like, all right, bring it. So,
He missed me.
Miss me, bitch.
Yeah, man.
Colonel missed me.
Okay, but so you were actually there. For those of you who don't know,
No, a lot of people do know.
Okay, a lot of people do know. A lot of people don't because there's so many views. And Doug Williams is a comedian that does a lot of. He's on tour. He does a lot of shit.
Yeah,
he does a lot of. He's always on tour. Producer, really talented guy. He actually co-produced that show with Martin.
First Amendment.
Well, actually, it was his show first.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when I don't know if they were going to bring it back or never, but then he asked Martin to come in. So it was actually Doug had it doing it on his own first. Yeah, he brought Martin in.
Oh,
so
good.
Yeah, from what I heard that after the first season they was going to cancel, but then they had to renegotiate and they had to get somebody with a name.
Right.
And that's when he went to Martin.
Right.
Well, that was smart. Good
Yeah.
for him,
Very
businessman.
smart.
Yeah.
So, but in that, it was a roast for Emmitt Smith, football player, weak ass Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, weak ass Dallas Cowboys. I second that.
So, and all the comedians. So Doug was one of the comedians. So, just like Guy did, he was hitting Foxx. You hit him. Well, Doug tried that, and that didn't go well. Now that'd be great if we could pull that clip up later.
Right.
Just want to.
Yeah, Jamie hosts
Doug Williams.
Doug Williams. That'll tie that in. So, but before we go any further, we have to. We're excited here because we were gifted. We asked people to donate, and because obviously by the way we're dressed, we have no funds.
Or friends.
A friend of mine, Mark Weiss, who runs Ivory Sports Camp. He's also the athletic director at the Willows Community School. Donated a generous donation. And we're going to start wearing his gear. We don't have it now, but we're going to get you some stuff for you.
Yeah, it's on the Prime truck.
Yeah, and it was really, and it was really nice of him. Now, to tell you a little history about Mark, I met Mark years ago when I was
gay.
Yeah. Culver City.
No, I met him. My kids went to the Willows. It was a little elementary school, kindergarten, and second grade, first grade, whatever. And that's when I met him. He was the athletic director.
Okay.
And him and Daryl, another guy that was a PE teacher, left the school to start their camps.
Yeah, that's the one I don't like, Jeff.
So they hired me as a teacher. I became a PE teacher there, which offset the tuition because the tuition was like $15,000.
How long is the story?
I know, I sound like Dannon.
Like Dannon.
Yeah. So Mark was nice enough,
tape,
and we don't even know what Mark is Jewish.
Less humidity.
But Mark is Jewish, but he looks black. Am I right? I mean, you would think he was black. He's an athlete. He played pro baseball at Cincinnati Reds.
Okay.
Huh?
That's very controversial right now.
Oh, that's right. The whole Jew. Well, Mark's just a dude. I appreciate you, Mark.
So do we have the funds?
No,
they gotta keep talking.
They're
about
still
it.
going through the
proper channels.
Yeah, through the system.
We
So
gotta
okay,
keep hyping them
and now
up.
just
Check ain't
Guy
clear.
came down because, as you know, Dannon was Dannon Green, who normally sits in, and he drives a long way.
Today.
We had said, hey, Guy's coming in to discuss this whole Phat Tuesday thing, which we, if you know from the show, Dannon had addressed the fact that he was actively involved and didn't get any play. Didn't get any recognition. And so then Jeff got the story. He knows Guy, so him and Guy were chopping it up, and Guy told him his truth. So we asked Dannon his truth, and Dannon kind of, I don't know, he gets a little sensitive. So we told him to show up. He didn't want to show up. Hopefully he's listening and he's got enough heart to drive down and come.
Damn.
Wow,
you
that's
went
a
there.
challenge. Shots fired.
Well, I mean,
drop the Addy.
Drop it.
It's not. I mean,
Pull
up.
up.
It's just verbal. It's nothing physical. It's just verbal.
No, he go
Get
to
on
glove.
Instagram,
No,
nigga.
he go to
Yeah,
glove.
go. Ain't nobody going to try him.
No, hold up. Put your camera up, man. Put your phone up.
What?
And look into it and say, nigga, pull up.
I don't do that kind of stuff. Jeff is the pull-up guy.
For the culture.
Pull up for Jeff. I'm the guy like, where can we
Do
meet?
it for the ratings.
Yeah, where can...
Oh, use your famous line now.
What? It was an incident where I needed to call Jeff because I wasn't thuggish enough. So I had to call Jeff and, like I said, bring that thing.
Help, Cecil, help.
I didn't know what that thing was.
No, he knew what that thing was.
So I had to...
That was it at the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, by the way, bring that thing.
I didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
And ain't no sense in... I haven't made it for me to die yet.
Yeah.
So I figured
you
that
can
way.
feel it. Y'all just slap it, motherfuckers.
But your career take off once you pass.
Yeah, what?
It'll take off once you pass.
I'll start selling that Robert Townsend HBO special will blow up from 92.
Hey, it still stands today, though.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Okay, so we wanted to discuss that. So we're going to discuss it. Dannon's not here, but we don't care. We're still going to discuss it eventually.
I was hoping he'd be here. So if anything that he felt was not true, or y'all thought, he can answer for himself. Because I like to do that face to face. No back and forth. He say, she say bullshit. It's like let's tell it. Let's get on.
Now, boss lady, if you could do us a favor, if you could send him a text with the link to listen to the show, and maybe he can call in.
Yeah.
And maybe or have Jeff Brown call in for him. I'm just kidding.
Wow. Just to the show with Jeff.
Now, was Jeff Brown in Phat Tuesday?
No.
Okay, because now you weren't in it.
No.
I was in the credits. I'm just kidding. But I did have some questions.
Did you ever do Phat Tuesday?
I would probably walk by there.
No, you did it once.
Okay.
You did it once. But it was, you didn't have to do Phat Tuesdays to be in the documentary. Okay. Because we were telling the story, and I've talked to you about it. I talked to you about it, and I talked to TDP about it. All of you guys. Mm-hmm. I wanted all of you guys in it, and that's why I wasn't director. Because if I was director, then everybody would have been in it, and I've never directed anything in my life. So what I did was, I'll save it for when we get into it. Finish your story. I don't want to cut you off.
All right, no. That's what we do here. So he, I forget where it was. What was it?
You were with Dannon Green wasn't in it. He was telling.
Okay, so Dan was okay. So in fact, now I did have a question to ask you about when I watched it. Mm-hmm. I had a little thing about those girls were in it so much.
Okay,
were they producers?
So let's back up. Let's back up to go to the whole thing. How
all right, so we're gonna start with,
and then we'll get to that point. So remember that.
All right, I will.
Okay, got it.
All right, so here we go.
He needs to write that down.
Phat Tuesday.
So I've been working on this for 13 years, 9 years underground.
Wow.
Yeah. So and how it came about was I was on a flight going to Sacramento one time, and Michael Blackson was on the same flight. Right? Mm-hmm. And he was talking about Phat Tuesdays. He was like, man, I miss Phat Tuesdays, man. These young comics don't understand how much it meant to Phat Tuesdays meant to everybody. Mm-hmm. And that's where the light bulb went off like, ding. Man, I like documentaries. Let me see what I got. Let me see how much footage I got if it's a thing. Right, make it happen. I started gathering, footage, and then I started getting interviews. Bishop Moore, who's an up-and-coming director, we started interviewing people, to put a sizzle together. Those of you who don't know what a sizzle is, it's like a trailer that you put together to go show, to go show investors, money, producers, studios. So I put that together, and I've been working on and off for years because being on the road, getting busy, blah, blah, blah. And then about 4 years ago, I finally started taking it to my agent's office. Mm-hmm. And I showed my agency, the sizzle. And they're like, oh my God, you've been sitting on this? This is hot. And I was like, yeah, so then we started taking meetings with production companies and how it goes. And then we found a production company that we liked, which is Kelsey Grammer, GramNet. He loved the idea. They wanted to jump on, Fremantle. And then we got it going. And we started putting another sizzle together, a better sizzle together to go shop for someone to write the check. Right? So a lot of the footage that I shot, used to help sell it. We settled with Amazon. Amazon had the best platform that we wanted. So then when you have Amazon like that writing the check, even though you're the creator, executive producer, there's certain things you gotta, the criteria that they want to see. And that's what upset me about so many of my friends who are mad they weren't in it, because they've been in the business just as long as I have. They know how the business goes. And so I had a list of everybody who came through Phat Tuesdays, whether you were a comic, whether you were a patron, whether you just a person who's a
party
fan,
invited.
Everybody, right. Yeah. So once you do that and you have some company who's writing the check.
Okay, stop right there. I wanted to the point where we're writing the check.
Right.
So before that, how many years till you get to that point?
It was 9 years. It's 4 years.
Before you get to the point where you take it to your agent and
they
like it.
Well, it was 9 years, so I took it to my agent. Mm-hmm. And then it was
Dannon Green. Why are you calling me now, Dannon?
Answer.
I don't know how to. Hey, Dannon, yeah. We're on live. What's up?
Live.
I put it on the speaker.
He's on speaker.
Huh?
Open the gate.
Oh, okay. Open the gate. Good. All right. Well, you ain't got. Hey, watch your tone. All right. So.
So you want. So, okay.
Yeah, because I want to.
First of all, pat that nigga down.
Yeah. You got that thing.
So.
Hey, how you say it? Shoot him.
Okay. So from time that Michael Blackson speaks to you,
right,
light bulb goes off. How many years till you get to your agent and take it?
About 9 years.
So 9 years, and then. So did you notice? To help us, because we feel in the business that when we try to do something like your boy shoot it, y'all did it, and you try to sell it. Once the agency I don't want to say, once the power of the agencies, you know, they seem to be able to open more doors. Huh?
Right. Oh, absolutely. Right. Absolutely. Kelsey Grammer definitely got us in more doors than I would have got it on by myself.
Okay.
You know,
so Kelsey Grammer was involved.
He co-produced it.
Oh, okay, because he did Girlfriends and all that. He has a history.
Yeah. I had a friend who worked with one of his, with a guy that went over to help run his production company. He said, hey, they're looking for urban projects. You should talk to GramNet.
Wow.
And I had a meeting with GramNet, and they loved the idea. And they had a deal with Fremantle, so they took it to Fremantle, and Fremantle loved the idea at that time. And then the rest was history.
Okay, so hold that.
We'll take a break.
We're gonna get Dannon's here. I guess did you call him? Yeah, he couldn't. He couldn't.
You nervous now?
Who?
You.
No, why am I nervous? Dannon ain't gonna hit nobody.
Oh, okay.
Ain't gonna hit nobody.
You wanna take that chair?
No.
Take the chair.
Sweet chariot coming for to carry me home. Shit in it. Ladies and gentlemen, Dick Gregory, please recognize Black Moses. Black Moses. He was preaching out there, brother. Black Moses. Swinging low. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep this thing rolling. Another person that does not know anything about Emmitt Smith and you don't know who the fuck he is, give it up for Doug Williams. Thank you. He is right. Nobody knows me, and I'm the only broke motherfucker on this panel. Everybody else came here to roast Emmitt Smith. I came to this motherfucker for a deal. That's what I'm looking for. I'd like to thank Shaq. Actually, Shaq didn't invite me. I snuck in this motherfucker and just blended in with everybody. Shaq, give it up for Shaq. You gotta give it up for him. Give it up for him. Would you believe, as big as he is, this motherfucker complained all year about his toe? And I can't believe somebody 7'1" was complaining about a toe. All that money this nigga's making, and he complaining about a toe. You could cut my foot off and I'd still run up and down the damn court for the kind of money they pay Shaq. And I know how you hurt your toe, Shaq. Big ass Shaq is driving a little bitty Ferrari. Can you believe this big nigga can fit into a little bitty Ferrari? Nigga, that's how you hurt your toe trying to get in that Ferrari. Get you a real car. I thought that was funny. Go ahead. And Jaime, get you a real car. And Jaime, we happy for you. You done been in what, 2 hit movies? Y'all get up. You been in 2 hit movies. We happy. Because you got off to a slow start, nigga. Nobody here saw Held Up or Bait. Did anybody here see Held Up or Bait? Nigga, thank God you got in that lead. Nigga, thank God you got in that lead. Thank God I got in our lead. Boy, you great. All right. And what's up, Monique? They was talking about big women. I love big women, baby. I love big women. I love you because you are proud of the fact that you're big.
You better know it.
I'm tired of all these skinny bitches who won't admit that big women look good.
That's what I'm talking about.
I hate big women that try to hide the fact that they're big. They always say, I'm just big boned. Nah, bitch, you got regular bones with big ass meat wrapped around them. That's why I love you, baby.
Big boned. Get him, dog!
And Mike, where the hoes at, man? Where the hoes at? I came here to get some of these hoes, man. You got no hoes? No cocaine? Nigga, no wonder this party's so dead. We want you to line that shit up.
Where is he right now? We're here for Emmitt Smith. Do you have any jokes for him tonight?
Guy Torry got everybody out of the way, and I did too. I want to say this to Emmitt Smith, man.
I'm your conscience.
It's a pleasure.
Man, it sure did get hot in here. Am I fucking up right now? I'm your conscience. I really don't need to be up here right now. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
Your brother start making money, you can't tell him shit.
I'm your conscience.
All right.
I wish I was in a movie with Jaime. Maybe
You're right about
48
that.
hours.
You are right about that.
72 hours.
In fact,
I don't know.
In fact, nigga, I need a cosigner. Can you cosign on the car for me?
I just did another joke that didn't go over. I'm your conscience. Maybe I should say something nice about Emmett and wrap it up. Or maybe I should talk about how black people have to struggle. Yeah, that'll get them on my side.
Thank you very much, Jamie Foxx. Thank you. I needed the help. I appreciate it.
I'm not Jamie Foxx.
Anyway,
I'm your conscience.
Anyway.
Girls are looking at me like, who is this motherfucker? You'll never get a deal. I'm your conscience.
Anyway, I'm gonna say this in between.
Anyway, I'm gonna say this.
Hey, it's a pleasure watching you.
Hey, it's a pleasure watching you.
I hope you break the record this season. Thank y'all very much.
Thank y'all very much.
I'm out of here.
All right, man.
Thank you very much.
That's a fact. All right, so that for those of you, that was Mr. Doug Williams, Jamie Foxx. You saw Monique on the. You saw great Dick Gregory.
Yeah. Michael
Collier was on there.
Joe Torry.
Oh, your brother was on there too?
Yeah, Jeff Ross too.
Now Jeff Ross is a beast.
Yeah.
Now the other boy that used to be really funny that killed himself, wasn't it Greg something?
Gerardo.
Yeah.
Was he up there?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. I think he already killed himself.
No, he was still alive.
No, he's still alive.
He was still alive.
Damn.
What?
It's like you just go for the jugular.
What, saying he killed himself? He did kill himself.
I know he did.
I mean, comics have a way of dying that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
What's gonna be your way?
I mean, Ray Combs with the helmet. I mean, hitting himself with the hammer. Huh? Yeah. I'm already dead. I'm
Robin
here.
Williams.
Yeah.
Suffocate himself.
I don't like talking. Robin Williams didn't.
He hung himself.
He suffocated himself. Well, that is a form of.
Not really. Two different things. Two different deaths.
But he had just did the show too. That was a crazy thing.
He just did the Craig Ferguson show.
He just did the show.
And he didn't tell you on the way out. Hey man, it's gonna be my last time.
He didn't write you a note and put it on Facebook like
my man did that from Disneyland. I mean, look, death is bad. You don't want anybody to die, but my
that's
man
not necessarily true.
went through what?
That's not necessarily true.
I don't wish death on my worst enemy. Anybody.
I mean, a strong hurt. Strong ankle sprain, high ankle sprain.
A coma something like that.
High ankle
sprain. What up, Dannon?
All right, hey, we're in the house. Before we go any further, I'm Louis Dix.
TDP.
Jeff Arnold.
Dannon Green.
And also our special guest.
Guy Torry, in a place to be, got kicked out of Trump University.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So here's the deal. You heard us talking earlier. Did you hear? Were you listening to the show?
No, I was on my way down here.
So you were just on your way down?
Yeah.
Okay, so because you had said before, so we thank you for coming.
Yeah.
So this is interesting.
Yeah.
All right, we knew you. Jeff said pat you down before you came in.
Excuse me?
You guys gonna have to I don't know if TDP. No.
Yeah. So
you just want to touch me.
She just told them how to share a mic. Two comedians who.
That's like
I'm sure we've all done shows when there was like the four heartbeats.
They ain't Arsenal Mitchell.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That nigga. But he in Lamar Park, he rapping off a boombox. Curtis Arsenal.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Oh, he's still doing it. Okay.
Yeah. No. Okay, it's bad.
Oh.
He's bad. He's a comedian, right?
Yeah.
He was funny.
Arsenal Mitchell. Yeah, they were a great comedy duo.
What?
He's in Lamar Park.
Lamar Park is right out there.
Yeah.
They made a statue of him?
Yeah. With a crack pipe in his hand.
Oh, he hit crack?
No, don't do that. Really?
No, I mean,
you said it. You always talking about me. You said it.
No. he's not crack. Yeah, he's you know.
He's not a crackhead.
He's doing
just smoke a little bit.
Yeah, he's doing crackish things.
Bobby, what's my man from the Nook Man, Washington Park.
Not Bobby McGee.
But no, not Bobby McGee. Bobby, from Miami Vice. He was Saturday Night Live, but he couldn't read. Big Fingers, DC Cab.
My man.
Charlie Barnett.
Charlie
Barnett.
Charlie Barnett was a lot deeper than Arsene. Those guys.
Yeah.
Arsene, But again, we all had talent. We all just got to find it. You've come a long way. I saw Leo Lawrence. Leo Lawrence is a writer over at
Leo. I smoke cigars with Leo every once in a while.
He's Proud Family.
Yeah,
and last time I saw Leo Lawrence, I was
Leo from the Bay.
I was at the store and Leo pulled up with his bus. I look out the bus and Leo's sitting on the bus driving. I'm like, what? I said, do I need a pass? Leo's like,
he's doing well.
My last day.
He's doing well now.
That was his last day. He quit after that.
As he should.
Because he's so talented. You and him had the same little bits when y'all first came. Wow. Remember, Jeff used to hold up signs. They'd say something and hold up a sign.
Oh.
They actually wrote it. They came in with their bits.
It was a joke.
On cards.
It was a joke.
Hide the bits. I can't go up.
Yeah.
Hide them cards.
Yeah. Hey, I need an extra
You're
chair
next.
for my cards.
Anybody got any notepads?
That was my closer.
I had props too. I started with props, so I can't hate. I used to have a 40 ounce, and Dannon remember that. I used to have a bag I bring on stage, man, and a 40 ounce bottle and 8-track tape. Yeah, I used to start it.
I was disgusting. When I first started, I had a prop.
Yeah.
I went on stage and did something so embarrassing.
You blew your nose?
Yeah.
Coke came out.
But you know what? That was Ollie Woodson's favorite joke, though.
Ollie Woodson, man, rest in peace. He sang at my wedding.
Yeah, he wasn't an original, though.
No, he wasn't, but he was treated like a lady, though.
Ollie Woodson was a bad boy.
Bring that up.
Ollie Woodson was a bad boy.
I did a couple of shows with him, and he was like, man, you got to do that joke. I love that joke. So that was
he's a good dude.
If it wasn't him, it's Greg Rose. All right. All right, listen. Remember Greg Rose? I just did a show with Greg Rose.
Michael Dukes?
We had some fun times.
He was going to fight me. That was the heavyweight champion.
I know, Michael Dokes, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to beat Jeff up.
Yeah.
Damn, I would have paid to see that.
Jeff was going to get beat up by him. I was going to get beat up by Muhammad.
Yeah. Because I was fucking his girl.
That Muslim guy. They used to be with Cheryl.
Right.
Not sure.
No, he was with
Robert.
Phyllis
Stickney.
Yeah.
That was the funniest shit.
What?
That nigga was shaking his boots.
Who?
You.
You always keep saying that. Like, I don't know why you keep thinking that. All right, so listen.
Look at how you say it with your hands crossed.
That means he's not receiving anything that's coming his way.
I got a game today. I'm trying to think. All right, listen. All right, so we're back Phat Tuesday. So what happens if you don't know, because we only got 16 listeners, we talked about Phat Tuesday, and then it came out that I did not know that Dannon was a big part of Phat Tuesday.
Absolutely.
And he stated that. And we were like, hey, why are you not on there? And he was like, he didn't want to get into it. So we all blamed you.
Of course.
Which we should.
As you should.
Yeah, because you're the one
until you hear my side of the story.
Cigars and all that. So you were at the point now where it took you 9 years to take it. You had been, if those you listen, he had been 9 years sitting on this. Him and his buddy
working
had shot
on and off. Yes.
Yeah, had been shot some stuff. He was on a plane with Michael Blackson. Michael said, hey, I missed that Phat Tuesday. So then 9 years later, he takes it to his agent. And they were like, what are you doing sitting on that? Go ahead.
And then we just start shopping it. We start shopping it to different production studios. We settled with GramNet, Kelsey Grammer's company, because they really, really liked it. Plus, they were under Fremantle, it was a big conglomerate. So we was like, okay, this is where we're going with it. And the rest is history. Then we shopped it to studios. Then Amazon was one of the ones that we said, okay, gonna do it. Boom. And then we director. Next step was director. They wanted a big name director that I admire, but I just think he was good for the project. So I ended up calling Reggie Hudlin. And they were all shocked, like, oh, you gonna call Reggie Hudlin? I said, yeah, I'm gonna call Reggie Hudlin, because I talked about this project to Reggie when he was on the set of Django Unchained. It was just how long I've been working on it. And then Reggie said yes, and then we started production during COVID.
Wow. Okay.
So
now, you said earlier you said you had a list of everyone that you wanted on the show, because that's if you had been directing.
Well, here's the thing. I had a list of everyone who came through Phat Tuesdays, whether they were performed or whether they were in the audience, period. Every staff member. And then I went and wrote a bunch of stories, what stories were important to Phat Tuesdays. Then I did bios on a lot of people, on my own personal bio of what's the significance of Phat Tuesdays. Like if someone would ask, if they don't know, say for instance with Dannon, I did one on Dannon. So it's like, okay, here's Dannon Green, here he is. Here's his relevancy to Phat Tuesdays. This is what he did to Phat Tuesdays, this is what he meant. I did one on several people. We've had conversations about Phat Tuesdays and what's your memories of Phat Tuesdays. I remember talking to TDP. And what I did was I wrote all those down. I put them in binders. I had 5 binders the size, these big binders, like more than Hillary fucking Clinton. And I gave them to the director. I said, here are the stories, here are the players. Bam, tell this story. As when you hire a director to tell the story, especially someone like Reggie Hudlin, who had done House Party, Godfather, Black Godfather. So many documentaries and TV shows, and me never directing anything before, and my first project as an executive producer, you hand it over to someone who knows what they're doing. So I gave them all the stories. Now Amazon, when you're having somebody write the check, at the list that they saw, they took from that list who they wanted to be in the documentary, as far as names. Right. They want these, and contractually, we had to have a certain percentage of those names, those A-lists. They had A-list, C-list, B-list, C-list. They had a certain percentage of each list that they wanted to see in the documentary. That's contractually.
Okay, real quick. On that A-B-C, was there somebody on that C-list that you thought was an A-list? Did you like, wow, that's how they look at it?
Oh, yeah.
So
I won't say the name,
but was that an eye-opener that they look at who's an A-list as opposed to how we look at it as an A-B list?
Exactly.
What alphabet was he?
I was in the numbers.
They did the list. I just did people as people, they categorized the list.
Okay.
So contractually, we had to have.
Now, do you have that?
I do have that.
That's a nice piece of.
I do have that. It's amazing of who they think is A and B.
Right.
Yes,
and people that we say are A were on their B list.
Be like,
okay.
what?
And we're like, are you kidding me? But you know how the business is. But I get it. If you're writing a check, you want to bring the names that bring the boys and girls to the yard.
Right.
Well, yeah, like they had Steve. I remember a time when Cedric the Entertainer had been on Steve Harvey's show for 5 years, and the people didn't know who he was.
Crazy,
Those
right?
people who were looking at a list.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's definitely crossed over anyway. So
now.
So it's just crazy how, and then we had so many slots that we had to do. We haven't had a certain amount of slots. Okay. And we shot during COVID.
Right.
So we had to pay for all the COVID tests out of our budget and all of that. So now when you got this list of people and you got certain story to tell, you got to have a certain amount of stars, celebrities, staff to tell that side of the story, comedians, so certain stories. So I left that in the hands of Reggie, right? But and when we got into production and started doing all the interviews, a lot of people saying some nice things about me. I'm like, look, there's some people who didn't really feel that way about me. Mm-hmm. And I kept pushing for Dannon Green.
One of them is here.
for Dannon Green.
Right.
And I said, yo, it's this one guy he helped me from the beginning. I actually have the emails that I sent to production. Like I actually have a guy who helped me in the beginning, and he should be in this documentary. Everybody's saying nice things. We need that person that doesn't feel so rosy about me completely, right? And I kept pushing for it, and they was like, he just sounds like a hater. I mean, this is their words, not mine. I said, no. He has a great origin story because I sat with Dannon. I sat with Dannon for 3 hours at King's Cigar Lounge, downtown LA, and got his stories about Phat Tuesdays. I talked to Dannon for another 2 hours on the phone when I was in a hotel on the road for the 2 hours getting his origin story, which is an amazing origin story, which I think deserves actually a production by itself. And then I sat with Dannon for another 2.5, 3 hours at my house, digitizing his pictures. About a photo album, we had pictures of Phat Tuesdays. I digitized them and gave his album back to him. So I wouldn't spend all that time with someone. I spent the most time with him more than anybody else on the whole production. I wouldn't spend all that time and not put someone in the film, especially someone who was that important and significant to the story. So I got all this pushback from production. They when you got somebody who can tell a story and somebody can tell the same story, they're gonna go with the person who has the bigger name. If you had LeBron James and Ben Simmons telling the same story, who you gonna go with?
Ben Simmons.
You're gonna go with LeBron. So
I go with Bronny.
So I kept fighting for Dannon to be in the documentary, right? And it did not happen. One day there was a cancellation. Finesse Mitchell got his dates mixed up, and he couldn't make it that day. They said, "God, you have anybody who can come in and interview today? We don't want to lose that spot." Yeah. First person I thought of was Dannon Green. That was my way of getting him in the production. Because everyone gonna say no once he got there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I said, cool. So I called Dannon about 9:30 in the morning. I said, Dannon, I need you today. can you come in and do the documentary? He said, no, I'm on my way to play golf. I was like, huh? He said, I got a tournament today. I can't get out. I'm going on my way to play golf. I was like, huh? I said, okay, whatever. I called him. The next person I called was Terrence Reynolds, my boy from St. Louis who booked Phat Tuesdays. He's like, man, done. Got there. He's in the documentary. So when everything was said and done, and I get a call from Dannon, saying, man, I'm a little annoyed. Oh, no, he said, I'm upset that you didn't ask me to be in the documentary. I said, what? He said, no, hear me out, man. I've been there from the beginning. I helped you pass out flyers. I hosted the room. You didn't ask me to be in the documentary. I'm disappointed. I said, that's a motherfucking lie. That's a bold-faced lie. To say I didn't ask you to be in the doc when I sat with you for over, 8 hours and totally trying to get you in, when I interviewed you for the sizzle to be in the documentary, and and when I called you and you said you're going golfing, and now you're going to say that I didn't ask you to be. If you'd have said I'm disappointed I didn't make the documentary, I mean, I'm not in it, that's a different narrative. But to say that I didn't ask you is bullshit. And at that point, I was like on site, dog, on site. Because you're going around telling a false narrative about me and my character. Oh, no, let me finish, nigga. So it's like you're going around assaulting my character. I'm a man of character. We've been looking up for each other from day one. So all these years later, I got one of the most important parts of my career, of my legacy that you were a part of. I'm not going to ask you to be in it. When I sat down with you for hours and you went golfing, that's not on me. And then he said, and then he was trying to say, well, then, you said your people were going to call me and give me a date and a time. I said, I know, but I called you. Fuck my people. The executive producer, the creator, I called you myself. I said, that was my way. And he's like, oh, man, I'm just saying, man, I've done projects before, and you said I was going to get a date and a time. And I said, dope, I called you. Fuck the production team and all that. I personally called you myself. How many executive producers and creators do that? Call talent and say, come in. None. They have the team calling. Fuck my team at that point. I'm calling myself because you my dog. You my boy. I'm going to call you myself. So it hurt that the fact that you go around saying that I didn't ask you to be in it when, nigga, I did more than ask you. I spent more time with you than anybody else in the documentary and fought for you. I got receipts to show you, emails from back in 2021 when we were shooting. Dannon Green, we need this Dannon Green guy. They didn't want you. And I fought for you. So to say that and to keep saying that, after our conversation, when I told you the story and told you I fought for you, and you still was going around saying, I didn't ask you to be in the documentary, that's a false narrative. Because I more than asked you. You can have the floor.
First of all, I appreciate you being here. I got nothing but respect for you, your career.
That ain't what you told me on the phone yesterday. No,
come on, man. You're sensitive, man. Shut up.
Yeah.
I respect your career. My whole thing is, one, I'm happy that you got the doc done like I text you. I told you that, meant it. When we had our discussion that day, even though I was upset, I told you I love you like a brother. And I do. I was disappointed. Without knowing the background story, I called you and I did. I said, Guy, I'm disappointed that I'm not in the doc and that I didn't get interviewed. And everything he said. And I said to you, I said, Guy, I did a documentary, which I did.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you let me talk. I'll let you talk. I'm sorry. I apologize.
And I said, everybody that is in my documentary was given a time date to be there to be interviewed. When you told me, you said, well, we got into this big thing. You said, well, they said you wasn't relevant to the story. My only question I asked you, I said, well, how was I presented? That's what I asked you. I said, how was I presented? Because I felt that, our history, our friendship from the beginning, how we got down, and then when you came to me and asked me to be part of Phat Tuesday, and I said, I'm down with you. And I probably could have been the first person to perform at Phat Tuesday because I brought you on stage that night up at the Belly Room. So I was disappointed on that. You said, you told me, you fought for me, and I'm not saying you didn't. That's something I didn't. And also I want to say something about what you heard in the street. What you heard in the street, whoever you heard it from, all it says is I didn't get interviewed. And even on this show here and other shows, people try to get me to talk about it, and I never did publicly. And I'm going to tell you why. One was because I felt, when you talked to me on the phone, you said, I don't want people, we had that discussion, you said, I don't want people to think that I didn't do that, blah, blah, blah. But I said, you know what, he's right. And I said, I can't be a name bigger than Kelsey Grammer and Amazon. I said, they're going to wonder, who's this dude talking? So I said, I never brought it publicly. I was disappointed. I was more disappointed, though, not so much in, after a while, not being in Phat Tuesday, but the argument and the discussion we had after it. And my whole thing is, I know at the end of the day, you know, some of the things that I went through comedians, just like you defended for me, I defended for Phat Tuesday. And I had a lot of people coming at me thinking that I was this type of person when I was really just trying to defend the club. When it comes to the documentary, you know, I felt like I got erased from history. That was more disappointing for me because we did start this together. And you came to me. You were the guy behind it. You were the force behind it. But, you know, when you went to go do the movies, I was the guy there for you. When you went on the road with Kings of Comedy, I was there. And I held it down for you. And I held it, and people said, you know, it's not about whether I was funny or not. I held the club down. You put all your money up in it. It was your money that was involved in it. So you were the dude. But when it comes down to the documentary, at the end of the day, and this is 10 months ago since we had this discussion, you know, and I haven't really talked about it since probably the last 5-6 months. I thought about it, and you're absolutely right. It's your project. You had the right to put in it who you wanted to have in it. Those people had the right to put in there. I understand the game. We all been everybody in here understands the star power and what they're looking for. So you're absolutely right, Guy Torry, that you know, the position that you were in was probably a tough position. But this is what I feel, and I'm just going to give you an example of what happened to me in my documentary. I had a deal on the table for a distribution deal, and my doc was done, and I used my money. This is, you know, not a sob story or nothing like that, but I had a distribution deal on the table. And the lawyer that I had to deal with, I won't say his name, but he's got a name in town. They were yeah, he was a Jewish guy. Okay. You know, I mean, it just is what it is. But, you know, he wanted to go ahead and, you know, he wanted to give me a distribution deal. He said he liked the doc and everything. And he came to me, and we had a meeting.
Which I supported you in, that doc.
And your pictures 100%. In it. Yeah, yeah. I never said you didn't. You know, you were there. So
I wasn't in it.
You have nothing to do with it. So
you
and the
trained me though.
I did train. So
4:00 in the morning.
Trained me too.
So
I ain't getting no call, no appointment time.
Okay.
I ain't either.
Fuck.
But I supported it.
There you go. I'm just saying.
You got a lot of explaining.
I wasn't in it either. I love boxing.
You were in the guy.
I mean, it's about interview.
Oh, because your picture's in the documentary. So anyway,
put
you in a picture.
All right, y'all let me know when y'all want to hear my.
Go ahead.
We listening.
Okay. So anyway, this gentleman came to me. He said, you know, I want to do the doc, but I don't want to deal with Tamika. And Tamika was my executive producer. And I said, well, why? What's up? He said, I just want to deal with you. And I killed the deal. You know, because to me, she was there with me from the beginning, and I just felt like I couldn't do it. And I had a pretty decent deal, and I told her about it. I wouldn't expect you to kill your deal on that guy, but for all the things that we went through, you know. And again, I'm just hearing the other side of it. And you told me this. That's what I'm saying. This is not nothing I haven't heard, but I was disappointed, and I was hurt from it. And whether I did or not tell people, which I really didn't. So whoever told you that was only more or less saying they asked me. When someone asked me a legit question, I told them. And when my exact words was, that wasn't my call. I do want to make a call about to make mention about the day you called me. You're absolutely right. You did call me at 9:30. It wasn't that I was playing golf. I was in a tournament. I was already set. And the reason, that's why I said to you, everybody that was in my documentary, and my documentary is an hour and 45 minutes
Very good
long,
documentary.
And yours is 3 hours or more, 3 different parts. Everybody had a time and a date. So when you did call me early that morning, I'm just being real with you. When you called me that morning, I already had something set up. So it's not about not wanting to do it. I didn't have any animosity about the call being late. I already had the day shot. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get another call on that. So that was it. So all I can say is that, you know, after that, you know, it came out. After the doc came out, we had, you know, before the doc came out, we had that talk. We had the discussion, that argument, and you're right, it would have been on site. I'm happy that we wasn't together that day talking, because it probably would have happened. But after that situation, you know, you came back. You said some things I thought was just, crossed the line, and I said,
"Oh yeah, intentional."
Okay, well, okay. So anyway,
I was hurt. I'm gonna be honest. That was intentional.
So I didn't come back. I just said, okay, cool. I didn't say nothing. Then when the doc came out, the next 2 days later, you came back. You sent me a text. You apologized. I left it alone.
Which is rare.
Okay.
I don't apologize to people. Okay. But I felt I was wrong.
Okay. Which I didn't say nothing. And then the last time I texted you, I said, Guy, you deserve everything you got. Congratulations. And I wish you nothing but the best. And that's the text I sent you. And that's pretty much the story.
I just want to back up when you said something. I have an issue with just two small things. One, what you said to me was you were disappointed that I didn't ask you to be in the doc. That's a big difference. Now you're saying you're disappointed you weren't in it. That's not why I got upset. I got upset because you were disappointed that I didn't ask you.
I did say that.
And that's a big word. When you take ask out of it, then it's like, oh, okay, you're disappointed. When you say I didn't ask you, that to me that's a shot to my character because I more than asked you, in my opinion. I sat with you for hours, like I said earlier. The other thing is too, when my deal was done a little bit different than yours, when you walked away from the attorney who wanted to, give you money. My deal with Amazon was already done before we even attached a director. So it wasn't like I can walk away from it because they didn't shoot Dannon Green. We were already midway halfway through production. We already got cameras up and shooting people at that point. For me to walk away at that point would have been dumb, right? Or just ignorant. So that's why. And be quite honest, if I wouldn't have walked away from Amazon if they said they didn't want Dannon Green, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. Right?
I mean, I wouldn't
keep it a buck with you. I'd have been like, okay, I find because there's a lot of other people who are upset and they don't understand the process, and people who have done productions. And the reason why you said you got a time and a date, I was telling you why you didn't get that time and that date. Mm-hmm. Because I got pushback. So I was trying to get you in through in the back door by getting you in there. And once we got you, then we're shooting you. You there? You showed up. I understand you had a golf tournament, but that's not what you do for a living.
Right? Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. You made a decision. Your decision that you're in entertainment. That's what you do, and golf is golf. So if you had gotten a call from a commercial agent or whatever saying we need you now because we're going to shoot this commercial, would you have said no? I'm golfing.
No, I wouldn't have.
You would have went to that.
I'd have went to the commercial. Yeah.
So,
but that. No, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying. So I'm just looking at you measuring what was important at that time.
And you know what? Again.
And you made a choice, right?
I made a choice, and I'm gonna say this: it was my choice. It didn't work out for me, and I'm happy that he got what he got.
Well, why would you think I sat with you all those hours though? And got all those stories?
Guy, that's
why we're gonna put you in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. How you let in your business, how you can.
Let me.
This is your. That's what I'm saying. This is your buddy. I'm just saying. I'm playing devil's advocate. This is your boy that you said you rode and died with, and you've seen the journey. And you knew it took him 9 years to get there. He's telling you, look, we're trying to get you in, trying to get you. Then he says, look, I got you, man. Come now.
It was actually at 3:00.
Come
later.
Yeah, come now.
Time.
Okay. You got time now. And you say, out of as important as it was that you just said it was, you said no.
Okay. And again, that was my decision. But for me to well,
yeah, I mean, but you were given the opportunity, and then you took the chance to be upset. That's not fair.
Can I just say one thing?
Hold up. You know what? Hey. No, hold on one second. You can say what you want, but you're right. It was my decision. Again, with Guy interviewing me all of those hours, or we talked down and we sat, we hung out, whatever, that's what made me think I was going to be in the documentary. So if y'all can say I made a dumb decision, you can make jokes about it, but my whole point, that was my whole feelings on that. And again, I'm very happy that he got the doc done. It's very successful. And
I wish him. And that's not the end of it. It's a franchise. So whoever I didn't get in the beginning, I got other projects coming. So it's like I couldn't get everybody in this first one, but I got other projects I'm working on under the Phat Tuesday moniker, the title, the brand that are coming. So I was like, okay, I'm coming to get everybody. Phat Tuesdays was all about inclusion, and all the comics who couldn't perform at the Comedy Store, didn't have that shine, was my way of saying, hey, I got my agent, I got my manager. I'm trying for all of us to eat. So why would I change my whole process
feel you.
and when I'm doing the doc and doing these other projects too. You can't put everybody in, but just hold on, be patient. It's coming.
Now let me ask you a question. Did you, when you were doing your documentation, other than your executive producer, because I know there was a change in your document where you were able to add someone.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have to take someone out?
No.
Okay, so but if you had to, you would have made that call, right? If Amazon is sitting on the table with you with a check at a high level, doing a 3-series thing on HBO, boxing thing in the world, we're gonna do you a 4-deal thing with 4 shows, Dannon. And this is what we're getting. This is what you're getting.
Right.
But we got to remove that executive producer.
We have to remove that.
Yeah, we have.
I'm in that situation now.
She's not going to be executive producer because I got Steve A. I need to put on executive producer.
Okay, and what are you saying?
I'm saying
I'm saying
now. I'm saying now that yes, I'm giving you X amount of dollars so you can do a HBO 3-part series on your doc. But I can't. She's not going to serve as executive producer. So what do you do?
And she's a big part of it.
The girl that you said no to. You said
no.
I mean, you would say no to HBO.
You know, it's funny what you guys are asking me because
I'm just asking you a straightforward question because you put the example of him saying that he said that he wasn't going to give it up because of you. No, I'm just saying that the painted the picture. You painted the picture that you didn't do that.
Okay, go ahead.
You didn't do that because of her. She was your executive producer, and I'm not dropping her. I'm not going to do to her what Dannon did, what Guy did to me. That's what I heard.
Okay.
So my point is, given that situation, if it was at a higher level, not just the Jewish lawyer, but HBO, which you respect and want to be a part of.
You know what? I can't say I would. I can't say I wouldn't have dropped it.
And I was in a different situation. He wasn't part of the production team. He would have been talent. So it's a completely different situation when you have someone who's because there's somebody else I wanted to direct it, right? But I knew Amazon was going to want a name.
Right.
So I went to my guy who helped me shoot a lot of the stuff leading up to it and said, hey, man, they want a big name. Is it okay if you're a co-exec?
That's my point.
And he said, man, I'm good with that. I understand. I'm good with that. Cool. He got co-executive producer.
Right. But as a, I'm saying you would have taken your girl and said, all right, you my girl, but I'm going to make you a co-producer right now.
So to get this done, I got you on the next one.
Okay.
Let me just say this.
So so what's the point?
Well, the point is, would you have done that?
I said, okay, yeah, I probably would have done that.
Okay, so how can you be upset that he didn't? That he did that?
Well,
and then he called you.
Okay.
Different opinions. Let me say this.
Go ahead.
If Spectrum local cable call me, I'm dropping all you niggas. I'm just letting you know.
Wi-Fi tower.
No, but it's like I said, man. It was, and Dannon wasn't the only one that was upset that hurt. It was some other people who I rolled for, who upset because their name wasn't in the release. The name was in the credits, but the name wasn't in the release. They got mad because of that. It's so many things that goes into a production. I'm learning now. It's my first joint at this, so I'm learning.
What are the top 3 things that you learned that could help someone that's trying to do it?
One, settle contracts and stuff, and before you even start production, have everybody sign paperwork on titles and what their roles are and blah blah blah. You can't help all your friends. Sorry,
that's the rule number 1.
You can't help all your friends.
Separate the personal from the business.
Yeah, you can't help all your friends. Everybody can't go with you.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody can't go with you.
Or if they do, it's like, this is where you at. This is,
and make sure you own
30 seconds that they giving you.
Make sure you
it's
own the IP.
Bite. Yeah.
Which I own
now,
Phat Tuesdays.
IP is
intellectual property. So the brand. Make sure you own it outright.
You have to own
it. You own Phat Tuesdays.
I own Phat Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So no matter, like they always say, the contract's in perpetuity.
No.
So that's going to be your money in perpetuity.
Right.
Your kids' money. All right.
Anything Phat Tuesdays, it's registered as mine.
Yeah.
So you got to own your stuff.
Now, was it registered and stuff before?
Yeah.
So you did that within that 9-year period?
Yeah, it's a continual thing. You have to keep.
Yeah, you have to keep registering.
You have to keep registering.
Yeah.
And you have to do not only keep registering it, but you got to keep doing business under that title.
Yep.
You got to keep doing at Phat Tuesday stuff or whatever you call it, Lucky Wednesdays or whatever. You got to keep doing stuff under that brand.
Now, when did you learn that?
I learned that in the process.
In the 9-year process?
In the 9-year process, yes.
How did it come up to do?
My
What
attorney-
year?
my-
When you started Phat Tuesday, what year did someone pull your coattail and say you need to register that?
It was when I started actually doing the live shows down at the Novo, the reunion shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And someone who told you that?
My attorney, my entertainment attorney.
He said,
Yeah.
Let's do
Who's
that.
black.
That's why I own the rights to In a Man's World.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and James Brown.
Yeah. Duh. Because I tried that, but good try.
Which actually Miguel Nunez's mom wrote that song.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
I saw Miguel Nunez at the mall.
But anyway, I
look
hope.
young.
Anyway, I hope
62.
this squashes anything. But just face to face. I wanted you here face to face to tell you, I was disappointed that I couldn't get you in either. But it's like, okay, not this, but the next one. But that day, I was disappointed when you said no. Because I fought hard. Like I said, I think I sent you the emails, copies of the emails.
No, I didn't get the emails.
Okay, well, I have them right here.
It's okay.
That I sent fighting
Can you
for.
send it to him now?
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
not. He's
He
wants to stay hurt.
This is 3/9/21. I was on your behalf for Flame Monroe
Regarding
and
Flame
Dannon
Monroe,
Green.
Dannon Green.
Yeah.
Flame Monroe make it?
Yeah.
I got hurt.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Alphabet's got in before me.
I sent Dannon the questionnaire.
Oh,
I
let
sent
me see.
everybody questionnaires.
Can you fill this out and get it back to me tonight or early tomorrow? There's 2, one for the staff and one for comedians. Fill both out, but some of the questions are both sheets. You only have to answer those once. It's a Word document. So can you?
Am
type
I being graded
right
on this?
So no. What I did was I sent sheets out to everyone to tell their stories of Phat Tuesdays, and then Dannon was one of the few that I sat down with personally, and went over each question and did it again.
Over 7 hours, 6 hours.
Over probably collectively about 8 hours of work, time I put into it. Here it is right here, in that other email, March 9th.
Hey, Tay Team, there's some more information on comedian Flame. Monroe Flame is a transgender comedian that used to play Phat Tuesday. She is aware of the project. Also, Dannon Green. Dannon helped in the beginning of Phat Tuesday, and he's the comedian I had fallen out with and will not have so many nice things to say. He's totally aware of the project. He's a little sensitive, so please deal with it.
No, he added that last part. I said, but no, I was fighting for him.
I mean,
As I did from day one. When me and Dannon first met 30 years ago, we had a pact of whoever makes it first, pull the other one up.
Y'all made that pact too?
We made that pact.
Oh, that's
and
good.
so since then.
Yeah, we never fulfilled that.
We knew we would never make it.
Since then, that's what I've been working on doing.
From your HBO special.
It's a reality thing. I knew my lane. I knew I couldn't bring anybody else in warm up. I knew it was just me and Speedy. I just knew I had to stay in my lane. I'm sorry.
First thing when they was giving out them half-hour specials, we was at the Mavericks flat. He came in there, man. If I get called for this, man, I'm gonna give you $5,000.
I didn't say nothing like
you
that. I
did.
didn't even know I was getting $5,000. I got the Robert Townsend HBO. Robert Townsend's whole crew was mad.
That you got it?
Yes, because his boys, all of his boys were comics, the ones that were doing his sketches. So
that's when your head was bigger.
That's when Robert was like, "No, I want you to do," because Robert wanted to buy my Martin Luther King bit.
You went on tour with Luther, didn't you?
Yeah, everybody.
No. Because let me tell you, before I moved, I think I told you this. Before I moved to L.A., when I was living in St. Louis, first time I ever seen you live, maybe the first time I ever seen a comedian live, I think, maybe first or second time, but it was at the Foxx Theater in St. Louis, and you opened up
for Luther.
Yeah,
actually they called Dannon first.
Oh.
And then he was
golfing.
Dannon couldn't do it, so I said,
and this had to be like 90, 91.
Dannon was golfing. Yeah, Dannon was golfing. He had a night tournament. so I went ahead.
And that's
was he funny?
And that's the thing, man. I put Dannon down on a lot of things that I unfortunately couldn't do, and Dannon benefited from it. That's why I was like, why would you think now I wouldn't fuck with you?
Well, we listen.
You know,
Dannon.
Well,
here's the thing about guys who
can you put me down because he's so mad at you, Ken.
Yeah. No, here's the thing that
I'm not mad at all. I'm just listening because
here's a guy that's
jokes.
most boxers and people who can fight are real sensitive. He's just
CTE.
Yeah, we just established that. You can't. Unless So he's
well, to be a boxer is a special breed anyway, and you gotta and to be a comic, you gotta be part narcissist and part beast.
Yeah.
And as comics, I'm part narcissist. I thank God that he, kind of made me self-aware at the same time. Yeah. But, when you part narcissist or you narcissist, then you think everything is about you and nothing
And
else
we're all
matters.
guilty of that. We're all guilty
of
who we are.
I am.
Because we wouldn't be able to take the mic and stand in front of people if we weren't who
part
we are.
narcissists.
And
exactly.
we're weird. And only the people who lay next to us late at night know exactly.
We're weird as fuck.
Yeah. So I just know. I know code 3. No,
here we go. You saw your alter ego come out.
What?
Naomi Dix.
Yeah, I don't know why you sent me that thing. That's just the nastiest thing.
You didn't tell me about it.
You didn't invite us.
I ain't get that.
I got interviewed for the project, but I ended up on the cutting room floor. But I ain't mad.
Wow.
I got a nice jacket out.
And it's
you
funny.
got a jacket? Did you get a jacket? I'm sorry.
And it's funny too because there were some earlier versions
and they tried to get you a jacket, Dan, and they tried. I saw the email. Please send Dan in a jacket.
Can I have his jacket?
I'm be honest. I was on Dan's side for a minute when I did see the doc. Because I'm like, you had those girls in there way too much.
Which ones? The
girls.
The staff.
The staff.
Well,
they talked 2 or 3 times.
Who is that worked
the club? The girl that works the club.
But they're good. They look good and have interesting things to say. But
the first 2 times.
But here's how it goes. Here's how the editing goes. Because it was COVID and couldn't do it traditionally where we're sitting in the editing bay watching every frame by frame. There's a team that goes off, they edit it, they come back, we're all on Zoom, we watch it, we give our notes, then they go back away, they make adjustments. So it's not like I'm sitting there frame by frame seeing it. And we see so many different versions and so many different edits and what the network said no to and what, it didn't work for the story or whatever. You get so many versions in your head, you just like.
Did Tiffany's people insist that her and Snoop Dogg do it together?
They wanted to do it together. But Reggie wanted we wanted certain pairings. Like we wanted Chappelle and Chris Rock wanted to do it together.
Oh, did they?
And Rock was on his when Chappelle was in and out the country and he got COVID, and then Chris Rock was doing his press tour because he had a movie coming out, and then so the schedules didn't link up, and we wanted to get at least one of them, and Dave was available, and we went to Ohio and actually shot Dave at his compound. But we wanted to get Chris Rock too, and there was a time that we wanted Bob Sumner in it, who's like, come on, Bob Sumner is the one who discovered it.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to have a New York trip, but they were only going to approve a trip to New York if Chris Rock was a part of that interview session, because it makes sense, it makes sense. You're going to spend money, but Chris Rock couldn't do it because of his schedule. And he agreed to do it. It's just his press tour at the time interfered, so we didn't make the New York trip. So it hurt my heart that Bob Sumner couldn't be in it. That's why when you see the edit, I made sure that every time Bob's name was mentioned in there, let's get Bob in there some way, shape, form, or fashion, because Bob Sumner is the reason why I'm sitting here today.
A lot of Def Jam,
We thought it wasn't.
Because Walter Latham was supposed to be in it. Kings of Comedy. Walter Latham had his appointment scheduled in Atlanta. He missed it, so I said, okay, well, we're shooting in New York. He said, I'll fly to New York and be a part of that one. But because we never made the New York trip, we didn't get a chance to get Walter Latham either.
What about so Cat Williams was interesting. Was it interesting interviewing him?
Well, Cat is funny. The only clip of Cat we got in it, we called Cat to be in it. Cat had thought he had already done the interview, which he did, but he didn't do the interview for the doc. I was in Dayton, Ohio, playing the Funny Bone, and me and Cat just happened to be staying in the same hotel. This is several years ago. And so all I had was a little Sony handheld. I said, Cat, I'm shooting the Phat Tuesday documentary. Can I just get you for 5 minutes on my handheld to put in the sizzle? We're going to come back and get you when we go in production. This is several years ago. And Cat, cool. So we went on this tour bus, went in the back. I don't smoke weed. He smokes weed. I'm back there high as hell, holding the camera. And Cat gave us gems. He dropped dimes. So there's more that we should have put in there. But, they didn't want, the film quality. I don't know why. That wasn't my decision not to put more Cat in there. We had a few people I wanted more in there. But, you're telling a story, and if it doesn't fit the narrative, it doesn't fit the narrative. But I wanted Cat, and Cat passed only because he thought he had already shot.
Oh, okay. Did you reach out to Cosby?
No. I would have put Cosby. I wanted Suge Knight in it.
Really?
I wanted to go to prison and get Suge. Because Suge was at Phat Tuesdays a lot.
Yeah.
They didn't let you go to prison?
It didn't even come up. But then because it was COVID, we had a lot of limitations. Wow, we could only have so many people on set. We could only shoot so many people per day. because you couldn't have all the people. It was a lot. I mean, the list probably would have been more, and we could have got more people. But because of COVID, it was only limited to 3 people a day, and only a limited amount of people on set. And then a lot of our budget went toward paying for the COVID test. We had to get tested every day. Everybody that came and interviewed had to get tested. So that's money out of our budget.
Okay, so let me ask you, has that doc now upped your audience when you tour now?
Yeah, I see a spike.
You see a spike?
It's not crazy, but I see a nice spike. I see people who I'm really grateful for the documentary, and I'm not gonna say proud because it was an assignment. You know, I'm glad God chose me to carry it out. But the young comedians, when I go to New York and go on the road and say, man, that doc inspired me. I'm gonna start my own room. Oh man, I didn't know the history of black comedy, man. Thank you. So it's the generation X's and generation others who I'm like, wow, okay, cool.
So you say God gave you that?
Absolutely. 1,000%. Because there's no way, and y'all been in this business just as long as I have. There's no way after 3 years of doing stand-up, I'm going to go to the Comedy Store and say I'm doing my own night and do it. I didn't open them doors. God opened them doors. Flat out. God opened them doors.
God tell you to go help him?
God told me to grab Dannon. But here's the thing, too.
So Jesus wasn't listening to you.
Here's the thing, too. I also prayed on every day I prayed on this doc that we were in production. I said, put in it who you want in it, so I can sleep at night. Of course, I wanted other people in it. I said, put in who you want in it, and I can't do sleepover with somebody. So I trusted God and who he put in it.
Wasn't you? It was God.
It was God. But I did. I prayed.
I'm glad we've cleared that up.
Because we sure enough can't put this on BET. This is going on Lifetime.
Well, it is now that time where Lifetime is all up in the crib because that's all she watches, Lifetime Christmas movies. I saw the worst one with the girl from the Cosby Show.
Tempest Bledsoe?
No.
Keisha?
Yeah,
Keisha Knight Pulse.
Did you see the one with her? And
I don't watch Lifetime.
Oh, my God. So bad. All right, I'm Louis Dix.
TDP.
I'm anonymous.
Guy Torry.
Dannon Green.
Okay, so listen. Last week we had someone call. I wish you could call again. Was it last week? D-Cause called in defense of Dan. What happens when Dannon does a show, we don't allow him to talk. But we went and looked at the videos because he said we cut him off.
Right.
But he talks over 2 minutes. We went and...
He got a lot to say.
He has a lot to say. So we wanted to make sure we were not cutting him off. So we had our boss do the research and go through the tapes, and it showed that we do let him talk. And then he had a caller saying that, hey, you guys don't...
He went hard at Louis.
He went hard. And we explained to him.
No, he checked Louis for telling Dannon
to shut up. That was the thing.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to tell another man to shut up.
You shouldn't. That's true.
Right. So I learned that.
Shut up.
So they had your back, Dannon. D-Cause called in and checked Louis about telling you to shut up.
And then we told D-Cause to shut up.
Oh.
Just to make him feel a certain way. We told him to shut up. But I did tell him he was right. I was like, you're right. So now shut up. But if you want to call us and talk to our guests, 323-815. Jeff is supposed to give out this number. Can you see it? Yeah, 4204. 323-815-4204. We want to thank, I got a couple coaches who are going to be nice enough, because they have travel teams, it's going to drop some sponsorship.
Nice.
So if you want to be a part of it, Mark Weiss, our sponsors, we're getting them. They're actually, people are saying yes.
Appreciate you, Mark.
So he wants to give you guys gear. I told him no, they want money. So
I'll take both.
We're getting gear first. So,
I'll take both.
He noticed that he noticed you had the Willow shirt on.
It's a little too big.
Can we get some Phat Tuesday gig? The money that you were going to give to him, do you still have for to sponsor our show?
The jackets came from Amazon. I'm actually contacting the company.
Do you get free delivery?
And get some myself, some jackets and some merch and stuff.
Can I get a small? They gave me a huge size. I'll trade it.
What, the jacket?
For a small size.
You know, I gave me a medium in this bit. You can. What size is yours?
I think it's a large.
Maybe I can make a swap between you and JB Smooth, because he called me and said his is too.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Small.
JB Smooth.
Yeah, if somebody has a small, I'll take it because they're big.
Okay, I see what he has.
Them.
You don't have one in the car? We present to Dannon?
It came in. Look, Amazon gave those jackets out, and I didn't even know who got some of them. I saw people who wasn't even part of the doc with the jackets on.
Well, his is going to say almost.
But they gave it to influencers, which makes sense.
Okay. You got one? I got one.
It fell off that prime truck.
Sorry, man. I got one. And mine actually said Dannon Green, but I crossed it off.
But look, you know what's funny too is, you know.
Oh, you got an email for that too? Hey, Dannon, I said send you your jacket.
It was delivered and it was picked up.
Y'all ignorant, man. But I haven't pushed petition to get Dannon's name on the wall and a few other people's name on the wall.
Is his name on the wall?
No,
mine's not. I drove by there too.
But there's another project.
So you were the one that started the whole wall thing?
Yeah,
they got the wall there.
Oh.
So here's the thing.
Oh, I'm on Dannon.
No. Let me tell you what happened with that. So that whole thing with
that. You got a reason for everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Which lawyer didn't call you on this one? All right.
There's
you didn't call me at 9:30. Say, hey, Lou, I can get your name on the wall. You going to show up? And I was like, nah. I got a coach.
That wasn't the original ending of the documentary. It wasn't even a part of the documentary.
Edwanda White's on there. Huh?
But she was already on there. Listen. So here's the thing. So
Shucky Ducky.
So we started asking people. Well, they were just bringing up their importance of being on the wall. It wasn't even one of our questions. And then when about 5 or 6 people said it, I told Reggie, I said, hey Reggie, why don't you start asking them what's their significance of having their name on the wall? And when we started asking that question, man, the emotions came and the I didn't realize it was that was a thing. My name was on the wall, but I actually stumbled upon it. So once we found out that was so important to comedians, I said, let me talk to the Comedy Store and see if we can make this happen. A little bit of pushback, a little bit of whatever, and then I stated my case, and they said okay. So I gave a list of about 200 comedians, everybody that walked on that stage at Phat Tuesdays, and they were like, well, you gotta. So I dwindled it down to like 100. I was like,
Who's Aaron Samuel?
And then it was Then it was like 50, and then it was like, okay, well, a lot of ones who are in the doc.
They got no two.
Flame Monroe on the wall?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. Because I felt like this. If Phat Tuesdays helped keep the Comedy Store open, right? And if Phat Tuesdays helped keep the Comedy Store open, and these comedians who came through Phat Tuesdays helped keep Phat Tuesdays alive, all you guys, then everybody's name should be on that wall.
Yeah, wow.
So it was a negotiation thing.
So you negotiated Flame Monroe. I don't know how long she's been doing comedy. How long has she been doing comedy?
For a long time.
All right, talent-wise. You heard Dannon Green.
Wait, hold up. Come on,
man.
Did she start off as a woman or a man?
Yeah, so you gotta have 2 names up there, but I mean, just I understand the whole.
Gotta go back for the
I
history.
understand the whole. Because when I see some names up there, I'm like,
oh wait, hold up.
Well, see,
let's see if he was there.
All those names.
I'd rather see his name up there than my name because he was at Phat Tuesday.
Had he been in the doc, that would have been a shoe in. Absolutely.
But if he's not in the doc, then I'm at least gonna say, man, his name got to be up there.
Yeah, right.
I understand the whole fight thing with. No. I'm just saying.
See,
I ain't gonna say it unless I'm gonna say it.
Whose name is right there?
Yes, that's Dannon Green.
That's
Why
one
up there?
That's one of the renditions.
Oh. Okay, so wait a minute.
Just see if your name is up.
No. I'm just going through names. I'm gonna tell you who. Okay, I'm cool with that name. All right, Mike Epps. Yeah, Yvette Wilson, Lonnie Love, some more. Okay, Dominique. Who? That's Dominique, right?
Dominique.
All right, that's neck and neck with Dannon. Kevin Hart. Mark Curry. Okay, I understand that. Who's that? Bruce. Okay. Joey Wells. With all due respect to Joey Wells.
Phat Tuesdays a lot of times.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay, but I'm saying name. Red Grant, Todd Rex.
Phat Tuesdays a lot.
I understand that, but I think Dannon should be over Todd Rex. I think.
Yeah, he's there.
I'm saying, did Todd Rex get on the wall? Okay.
These are names that didn't get on the wall.
Oh, okay. Talent. Who's
Kevin
talent?
didn't get on. Talent, you know talent.
Wait, Kevin Hart's not on the wall?
No.
Man, I'm gonna blow that motherfucking wall up.
That was
That's some bullshit.
I'm gonna spray paint it.
Wait, Cat Williams is not on the wall?
No.
AJ Johnson?
No. That's my rendition of what we're going to do. A plaque. We're going to do a plaque.
How is Bernie Mac not on the wall?
That was my whole argument.
But part of my argument is like you can't put them up there if he ain't on there.
But the thing was they're in the dock as well, and they came through Phat Tuesdays.
The one you should be really fighting for to be up there,
Robert Harris.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
Without him, the comedy act, none of this would have been ever.
Oh yeah, and you showed the clip of the Robin.
But see, that's why we gave such a big tribute. It was actually longer than that in the doc.
Yeah, no.
But with time wise, we had to cut it down. But Bernie Mac was a big part of it. I mean, Robin Harris was a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It all starts with him. Okay, so all right, that's
Wait a minute, is Shalon on the wall?
Shalon. Which picture?
Now we got hot hands.
Oh yeah.
You got to figure out which picture because Shalon showed that old one when he leaning.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's Jeff.
That's Charlie D's.
He. Well, good. I mean, hey, I think the people get emotional about the wall because, I mean, do they take your name off ever?
Only when they reconstruct it and paint over it or something. But no, I don't think anybody's name is
Does it stay up there if you pass away?
Right. I mean, that's what I'm just saying. How long do you have to?
I don't.
Be gone?
I have no idea.
But I'm shocked.
If you die, that becomes available space.
It just fades, like we did in the movie Life. It just fade away.
That was a great movie. Yeah, let me ask you about that. That's a what iconic movie. I mean, that movie. Did you know
with our talent on it?
With all that talent, did you guys times that you guys just sat around? Of course, you all listened to Eddie.
Right.
Who was it? Who was the storyteller there?
It was Bernie.
It was Bernie.
Well,
Bernie.
But I have noticed Eddie Murphy. I've been on the set where Eddie won't participate.
Right.
He'll just stay back and watch.
That's what he did.
He'll just stay back and admire them. And then every now and then he'll say some shit to you that fucks you up.
Bernie was holding court, man. Like normally stars like that in between. We all been on sets. When they do a camera change or lighting change, and then the stars go back to their trailers. Martin and Eddie stayed there, and Bernie was just holding court, man, telling stories, man. And Eddie knew everything that went on at Phat Tuesdays. I come in on a Wednesday morning. He's like, "Man, I heard you got into a motherfucker's ass last night, motherfucker." He wasn't even there, but Phat Tuesdays, the news would travel.
But that was just like when I used to go on the set sometimes with Robin on Harlem Nights. Mm-hmm. Richard, Red Fox, and Eddie just sat back
and Robin
just let Robin go.
Yeah. Well,
Richard was like, and Richard will always used to tell Eddie, "You got to fuck with him."
Let me tell you.
Stop being afraid.
Let me tell you Robin Harris' story real quick that we told that was told in the documentary. It didn't make it, I don't believe. This is how the camaraderie of those guys of that generation were, which is the togetherness, right? Reggie Hudlin was telling the story about when he was before he was doing House Party, right? He said Spike Lee told him, like, "Look, man, you got to have this dude in your film." He's talking about Robin. He said he's funny, one of the funniest guys I've ever seen. You got to have him in your film. So he gave Reggie Hudlin an advance copy of Do the Right Thing before it came out, so Reggie can see Robin Harris.
Yeah.
And that's how Robin got into Reggie's film. But the filmmakers did that back then. Yeah. They had to, and they knew Spike knew that his had to work in order for the John Singletons and the Reggie Hudlins to come along. They worked with each other back then. They didn't fight. They worked with each other back then.
Exactly. But that was all attributed to Robbie Reed.
Right.
Yeah. She flew back to New York, and she was like, "You have to see this guy. You think Eddie is hilarious?
Yeah.
You got to come to L.A. and see this guy."
Yeah.
I mean,
Eddie
used to come to the Comedy Act and sit in the back.
Yeah.
Take notes.
That's how I wanted Eddie in the doc.
But the greatest thing was when Eddie started the Raw tour. When he came and he was performing at the Forum, and then Keenan and Robert and Arsenio.
Didn't Robert Townsend direct it?
Yeah, but they brought Eddie to the Regency. And it was like, yo, and we had the list up. And then Mike was like, all y'all bumped. And then Eddie went up and did like 90 minutes.
See?
And destroyed. But then the greatest thing watching that was, because Eddie got like a 10-minute standing ovation and he rocked. But Robin went back up and did like 45 minutes and just obliterated Eddie. And Eddie stood there and like, I can't believe this motherfucker doing
But see, this is why I wanted guys like you in the movie. Everybody may not know exactly who you are, but to me, as a storyteller, it's like those stories are the stories that some of these names can't tell you because they weren't there. You all were there, and that's why I wanted you all on the story. That's why the Phat Tuesday doc that's out now is not the end. But these stories are important to our overall story, and that's my goal. That's my goal from the beginning.
But do you know who Robin's go-to guy was?
Who?
When Robin couldn't do something, you know who his go-to guy was?
Who?
No, seriously.
I've
He used to walk in with his long jacket on.
I've seen the video on.
I took that from Robert Townsend.
Yeah, off the set of A Different World.
The long jacket.
And then
long
you have the
Columbine
list. Yeah, then you have the list, and then Lewis come in there and swing that motherfucker, and Robin be like, "Yo, we gotta put Lewis up next." But he would
Robert was just nice like that.
Well, you were funny too, though. You weren't funny, he wouldn't have done that.
I was all about studying the cats. I was all about studying. But that's what's interesting. We had such a camaraderie. I mean, guys that just
and that's the story.
It was a
Those
class.
are stories that I
Everybody
want.
sat in the back. Somebody came off. You give them a punchline. I mean,
I
that's
still
what
do this
Eddie
to
and
this
them.
day.
Yeah. But some of these guys, it's hard to get punchline. Like, all right, that PUS. That's why it was so low. I went down under. I can't find a punchline for that.
Right.
Go lower. But it was beautiful times. It was a beautiful time.
And those stories need to be told.
Yes. And so now when you do the next, you continued.
Yeah.
You'll he needs a date and a time.
You're right. Yeah. Now I
just
know.
call.
Now I know.
I'm gonna make sure I'm
a call
swimming.
from the person himself is not good enough.
No.
We need an assistant to call.
Somebody white got to call.
Yeah, somebody white.
And when you call me, I'm gonna be working out.
Yeah, I'm gonna
be at
we're all
work,
gonna.
working
I'm gonna make
out,
sure
yeah.
my golf thing is. I don't golf, but it's that I caddy. My caddy thing is.
But I wanted to make sure too. What was very important to me in the doc was to at least tell a snippet of the story of the Comedy Act Theater, because it wouldn't have been a Phat Tuesdays without the Comedy Act Theater. Period.
Well, I appreciate that everybody has learned so much from the doc. Didn't learn much about Dannon, but we learned stuff about him.
Danny got some gloves in his trunk. He gonna be waiting for you outside.
His stuff is registered. Dannon can't beat me. He's registered. Once your stuff get registered,
he a lethal weapon.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you kidding?
All these years,
Hey, taking that BMW. Look, where you get this? Got hit. I'll just tint the windows.
Hit
What
by the
happened?
owner.
Yeah. Danny hit me. Yeah. Man,
Danny used to train me.
You really gonna sue him? Yep.
Danny
He
used
hit
to train me, man, and he popped me one time and let me know, nigga, because I hit him.
Look, he had to hit me. He showed me the
popped
video.
He popped me, and I was like, okay.
If someone send you the video where you can get hit to fall, you like, all right, all right.
That's why I said, me and Dan have a fight. I know he golden gloves, but I ain't fighting with gloves.
Dan and I fight. I'm biting.
I ain't fighting with gloves.
I'm biting. I'm calling
I'm
code 3. Glock him.
I'm picking up a pipe.
No, we ain't got to fight. Dan is much too funny.
No, we good, man.
Yeah, Dan is much too funny. He don't care.
You can take a pipe too. Well, pause, stuff. Choking.
Jenny won't.
Yeah, what about you?
He can't take a phone call. He'll take.
Oh wow.
I mean, listen.
I tried. That's all I got to say.
I'm so happy.
I'm
so happy you guys came and talked it
tried.
out, because it's. I mean, both of you have so much respect for the whole. Somebody said the Comedy Act Theater was fire, whatever that means.
Yeah, when you weren't there.
I'm okay with that.
I had Joe in the doc. You didn't think I wanted you in the doc?
Yeah, we felt that. I'm be honest too. We felt that was a whole thing for you guys to work stuff out. It was like a therapy session.
I had to really, really take my personal feelings out of it, and say, okay,
wait,
Joe deserves to be in that doc because his legacy and his.
All right, I'm gonna stop because. What do you mean your personal feelings? That's
Because
your brother.
It doesn't and. Love my brother. Don't like my brother. Love my brother. Love
like
Joe.
your brother.
It can happen.
How do you not? You have brothers. You don't like any
I
of your
love Joe.
I love my
Don't
younger
like
brother.
Joe, but I love Joe.
How can you
my
not
older
like
brother?
We
Joe
just
came.
don't-
Okay,
we
first
just
of all,
don't get along.
Joe came. You came
I'm
out
gonna
here.
call that motherfucker back
Joe,
here.
you came out. Joe took
Sent
you
the
in,
table.
right?
Yep.
That's what. Hold up. That's what I tell you when you gaslight situations. Everybody's not raised in a household like you.
Like the Wayans, they kiss each other.
Yeah,
I'm
everybody's
jealous.
not raised
I wish
that
I
way.
could kiss my siblings
To
like
sit
that.
down and break bread and all of that. Stop doing that. He can have the feelings that he wants for his brother. If he don't like his brother, okay.
That's not true. He likes his
I
brother.
love my brother. I don't like my brother though, but I love my brother.
You
I'll tell
can't
you
get
what-
past that. You can't get past not liking him.
He's in the doc. He's in everything I basically have done.
But for you to go around and say I don't like my brother,
That's just a fact.
Yes.
I'm gonna lie about it. I ain't going to hell because of the lie. I'm telling the truth.
I love you,
Love
but I
him.
can't stand you. Yes.
We just two alpha males who bump heads, and it's like we're better, you know.
And it's an alpha male
It's
bumping
just
heads
fact.
with a beta male.
Cis male.
Yeah, I'm cis.
I actually
cis.
thought you and Joe worked your thing out. What's the real
No, we
issue?
keeping that one going.
It's, you know, it's that
Well,
we're just
yeah, 'cause
we're too much alike in some ways, and too much alike in some ways. To,
Can you
to get
hoop?
along. I can't hoop. So neither one of us can hoop. Really.
Nah, he
Yeah,
can't. Yeah.
Joe can. So
I think you guys are
Somebody
kind
needs
of
to give
the
him that
opposite.
memo.
I mean, even if they're, I mean, you have your you're like-minded in the sense that you're an entertainer. I'm confused.
To go
About
into
what?
it, to go
Now,
into it would
did
be
this
wrong.
Did this get?
To go into it would be wrong.
What, to
and
discuss
I love
it now?
And I love my brother too much to go into why.
Okay, we gotta get him on the
let
show.
me ask you. Yeah,
we
Can
got
you
it.
call him?
No, because he gonna think it's fake hate. He says it. Oh, when you're a narcissist, you say that. Oh, this guy's fake hate. And I don't hate you. I just dislike you strongly. Sometimes.
Now, did this? Your dad? You told me your dad's been gone for 8 years now.
Yeah.
Was it like that when he was here? Or were you guys
Yeah,
better?
it's been like that for a minute.
What point did you know you didn't like? I mean, you guys grew up together, so then y'all went off to college.
Right.
Was it before then?
No.
So it happened once you got out
we
here
shared
in
the
the
same
business.
room as a
Yeah.
kid.
So all right, so you guys made it to adulthood.
this
You're
is my
over
room.
21. He's over 21.
Right.
And now you're out here, and something happened where you don't like him. Something had to happen, right?
Well,
Yeah, he took the Hot Wheel tracks.
A few things.
Now, okay, so I'm just saying, because we went to him, and so
I'm the common denominator, so I'm gonna blame me because I hold grudges, and that's my biggest problem. So anybody I'm falling out with, I'm gonna say the common denominator is me. So I'm gonna own it. I hold grudges.
So if you went and told Joe, I love you, I apologize for all the stuff.
Well, wait a minute, I haven't done anything to apologize for.
Okay, so everything that was done to you.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
So, but
that
I'm
sound
man,
like, huh?
But I'm man enough to say that I own it because I should get over it. But there's only so many
Now,
times
I'm trying
you
to
get over
think
shit.
of what my brother can do to make me not like him.
But I still love him.
No, I understand you should love him. Now I'm thinking,
be more handsome than you.
Funnier.
Well, here's an inside. So before a guy got here, Joe was like, man, my little brother couldn't come out here. He trying to do comedy. And I'm like, okay, cool. Then we watching him, guy up there. If it ain't free, it ain't for me. That was his shit.
My first bit.
That was what?
My first bit.
Was what?
If it ain't free, it ain't for me. That's when I had the props.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
And?
So, just going through that, and Guy was getting strong, and Joe kind of was like, standoffish, because it was like, when you see Guy, you would say Joe, but then he built his name up where you say, now that's Guy.
He separated himself.
So it was just the battle of the brother, like the green gargantuan and the brown gargantuan. That's just what it was in the business.
And I mean, I appreciate and respect what you did, because Joe was at the Regency, the Comedy Act Theater, and you separated yourself and you went to the Comedy Store.
And it's funny you said
own.
that's funny you said that because that's how it's been built. Joe, I went to a separate high school than Joe because I went to the high school Joe went to, and I was little Joe. I said no, I gotta leave, so I went to a different high school.
Yeah.
And as far as college, I go visit Joe at college, and I was little Joe. So when it was time for me to go to college, I went to a different college. It was like, let me go make a name for myself. I got tired of being little Joe, little Joe, little Joe, little Joe. So I wanted to make a name for myself. Then I move out here and get into the same industry, but I had to carve a name. And one of the things Tupac used to always say when he came to shows and stuff, like, man, separate yourself from your brother. Do your own thing. And Michael Williams told me that, the owner of the Creative Comedy Act Theater.
Yeah.
He told me, we already have a Joe.
Yeah.
We don't need two Joes. And I didn't know what that meant when I was
At the
young.
time.
I was like, what the fuck is that? We came out the same balls. Of course I'm going to talk like him. But then as I got older and started growing in the game of stand-up and studying the game of stand-up more, I knew exactly what he meant after that.
Right.
It's like, let Joe have his style. That's why in the beginning, I wrote more rather than just going into the audience and attacking people, because I'm like, I didn't want to be like that.
Right.
I wanted to be my own. And I didn't do a lot of family stories because I would write a family story down and Joe would be like, I did that. And he'd show me the VHS tape that he did it. He did that joke before, or a joke like that before. So that's why I went more observational, more political when I first started. Because a lot of my family shit was mirroring Joe family shit. What I didn't know back then that I know now, I could have told the same story just from my point of view.
Right.
But I didn't know that back then.
Now, how long have you been doing comedy?
30 years. Celebrate 30 years this year.
Wow.
September 10th, 1992
How long
is
you
when I
been doing
started.
it?
81?
That's when you started?
No,
Wow.
I started in '89, the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition. I was challenged.
Dan, you started? Dan started a little before me, right?
I heard
91.
you won that.
Yeah, I
Louis.
won the first Bay Area. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. Leo Lawrence was in it. It was no competition.
It was on the order.
I'm just kidding. I'm messing with Leo. I mean, what's his name? Del Van Dyke.
It was rigged.
Yeah, it was rigged, and I messed the whole rigging thing up.
It was rigged.
They did,
Mine
Marcus
was,
King-
I know for sure. Was
Yeah,
rigged.
Marcus King and them didn't see me coming. And,
Speedy won that year.
Oh Lord, you lost to Speedy?
Yeah.
Speedy in the dock?
I wanted him. I wanted him in
There's
the doc
a
because
clip
Speedy.
of Speedy in the.
Because Speedy, yes, clip of it,
There's
but
a clip.
Speedy started the night at the Improv before Zoo Man did.
Yeah.
And so I've been talking to people and doing my research. Right. And Hope Flood I interviewed. I wanted Hope Flood in it. But it's like, again, you got only so many slots and so many names, and it's a process.
So Hope Flood wouldn't let you be in her wouldn't let her talk to the comics. What's that thing she does? Comedy.
She has a great story.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people with great stories that's
yeah.
not done. That's why I said the next series will be.
Okay, so you're saying you're doing another Phat Tuesday version of it?
Yeah, it won't be that. It won't be like that, but it'll be It'll be under Phat Tuesdays. Yeah.
So you're gonna keep this thing going of comedy stories.
I'm gonna ride till the wheels fall off.
Exactly.
Because you can do Phat Tuesday boot camp because your brother got my homeboy shot at the townhouse.
Exactly.
See, and that's an episode by itself.
What happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
Joe, is that the night when you said dig your mama up and prop against the tree? Yeah.
What happened?
No, it was a guy sitting there, and he was just talking shit.
At Phat Tuesday?
No. He was at the townhouse.
Okay.
He was at the townhouse.
Flood.
He was talking shit, and then his girl started talking shit, and then Joe was like, all right, and Joe was like, yo, and then he kept fucking with Joe, and Joe was killing this motherfucker, and then his girl was like, yo, his mama just died, so he upset, and he going through. And Joe brought a chair up on stage and he said, well, let's dig bitch up,
prop against a tree, and then talk about it.
And then dude,
Joe's a beast.
Because Rex Garvin was hosting, he was doing bad.
Yeah.
So Hope said, Joe, you got to get up there and save the show.
Yes.
So Joe went up there with guns blazing.
And then my man, I'm standing out there talking to US and Juan Dexter. We outside because I was riding my 10 speed at the time. And the dude came back, had his shirt off, round his face, and had 2 Glocks. And he pointed them at us. And then the motherfucker just came in and just like started blazing.
Really?
Yes.
So I'm at the bar. So you know the townhouse is a little
narrow hallway.
The bar, then the seats is on the other side of the railing. So my boy V-Tone standing right here. I'm standing on this side of the bar. So we talking. I look up, like he said. I thought it was Rory Flynn because Rory was wearing the aviator hat. I said, nigga, you like the show almost? I looked down and see the 2-9 and I said, oh, shit.
Yes.
Only thing to say it out loud, nigga, the nigga turned. Then turned back around and start shooting.
Yeah.
And my boy V-Tone got hit. Yeah.
So you were already gone. When my man turned, you were already gone.
Yeah.
No, we ducked behind the bar.
Well, you can't say nothing?
No.
That was the only thing that saved us.
But it's another interesting story with me and you at the townhouse.
What?
Remember after the show, we stood outside for the longest talking to Henry Tillman?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Yes. We stood outside talking to Henry Tillman for about an hour. And then when we left, that's when he murdered this guy. Something transpired or something, but yeah, we ended up talking. I don't know.
Don't be Charleston White. Don't be Charleston White. Don't be
Henry.
Don't be snitching.
The boxer.
Oh, he got killed? Oh, he shot and killed him.
Yeah.
I remember. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we still.
Cause you was messing with, you was popping his girl, right?
No, that was Michael Dokes.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, I mean.
Yeah, you were Jeff Strokes.
Nigga 8 count, baby.
Man, that nigga kicked in the dough. Man.
And you were you naked?
I just put my clothes on. Wow. That nigga kicked in the dough.
And all you heard was ding. What'd you do?
Man, that nigga was like, yo, what the fuck? And I was just like, yo.
So that's when you said I need to go see Dan and get trained.
Nah, him motherfuckers was like, yo, that was the end.
He called Dannon like you called him.
Yeah, yo, Dannon, bring those things.
Yeah.
But wait, what happened? He walks in, he sees you, and what do you do?
Nah, he was just like, it was what it was.
No, it's
nah, he took it out on her. He took it out on her.
All right, so you standing there.
No, I left.
Oh, he let you leave?
Yeah.
Oh, did you know how people leave out?
I'm gonna eat my eggs in the car.
You know how people leave sliding sideways? You didn't just boldly walk by him.
No, he just like moved away, and he just like, yo.
Was you worried about him rabbit punching you? Isn't that when you back?
Oh yeah,
What's the rabbit punch?
You know, you walk out, you got your shit like, you know, like you thinking like, man, if I can get down these steps.
Wait,
Joe, I was in a situation like that around the corner from the Comedy Act. I was just one of the young ladies who used to work there.
Oh, that was your girl. She had a girl around there.
so I'm over.
Hey, let me ask you this: did she answer? Or was her hair nappy when she answered the door? Because he used to go see a girl. I used to drop him off every time she opened that door. The hair was nappy. I was like, oh, she already been through somebody. You second round.
This chick. I went over there and that night, I'm down in my drawers. I got candles burning and incense and everything. I'm trying to be Mr. Romantic. Somebody's coming in the door. I'm like, who the fuck is that? She was like, oh, it's my ex-boyfriend. I knew you had an ex, but then you still got a key to the motherfucking crib? So I'm like, God damn. So now I ain't got no weapons. I'm half naked. I'm like, so then she go, let me go out and talk to him. She went in the living room to talk to him. And I heard them arguing. She said, you got another nigga in there? I was like, God damn. So I just came out. And he was like,
yeah, you know your drawers on.
I'm my drawers on, nigga. Yeah. So I was like,
I'm just practicing my routine.
But here's how he was. I would say a man, because he goes, yo, man, that's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. She said, we broken up and all. Nigga gonna do what a nigga gonna do. But I'm mad because she's got another nigga in here and I'm still paying the rent. I looked at her like, go at it. But here's the dumb shit I did, being from St. Louis.
Well, my half.
And I'm new from St. Louis, right? So I stayed.
Hold on. We gotta let that breathe. He just said, hold up. He said, hold up. Hold up, man. Hold up. Say that. What did you say, Jeff? You
got my half.
How much is the water?
I use this much water.
Homie, I ain't even shower, man. I just took a whole bath. I'm good. All right, go ahead.
So my dumb ass stayed. And I was like, I'm gonna hit. I stayed, I hit, left the next morning.
You spent the night?
I spent the night, man. Look.
Oh, you tripping.
You gotta get the candle.
And as I'm leaving the next morning, what he said was, I'm gonna come back over tomorrow and get my floor model. That was the floor model TV. Right?
A Zenith?
Magnavox.
Yeah.
So
a big box.
The next morning, I leave the next morning, and him and his boy sitting on the stoop.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, my car was maybe only like 50 feet. It felt like 100 and 250 yards. I walked, man, that walk seemed long as fuck, man. I got that car like, Kier.
So wait, his boy probably looked at him and said, so he ain't gonna help us?
Right.
He ain't gonna help us? He ain't gonna help us move?
He ain't gonna hold the door?
Come on, man, you just gonna hit it? Man, that's no respect. That's when the disrespect came. You hit my girl, spend the night, and now you ain't even gonna help me move my TV?
You see my remote? In her pussy.
Oh my God!
That's not knowing LA culture, man. In South Central.
Hey,
give me my cable box back.
She's sitting up in the house smelling all like candles and sex, right? And my man going in to move the table. Did she get dressed, or should she stay?
When she went out the first time?
No. When you left that morning, was she in bed?
Yes. I was out that motherfucker.
Like, hey, my man kept the key, so he wouldn't go right in.
He could have, which was actually like, damn. I'm like, that was God again. Yeah, I'm telling you, because to be with your boy after somebody leaving your ex-girl crib, you gonna tap dance. Both
all I know is you got a good guy. Your God is good.
All the time.
Your God is good.
Look at my career. Look at my career. My God is good.
But no, she did page me because we had the pages back then. So I did go chill with her after all of that.
This is before pages.
Yeah, but
mine was like 93.
What makes you think we're still thinking about your story? Your story was way better. Then you gonna come in and throw in your weak story. We hadn't even forgot about it. We was like, come on, man. The guy didn't have a key. He didn't go in the house and see you naked. You didn't spend the night and wake up the next morning.
No, I didn't.
So your story's done.
No, it's
his
not.
story.
Fuck, you gonna tell me my story?
Your story's not good enough. Your story's not good enough for this story. It's his story.
Now I know how you feel. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. So
you
need to keep adding him. That's what threw it. I thought it was just you. Yeah, Michael Stokes. Say it. And then Michael Stokes said.
It's not. It's Michael Dokes.
He was Jeff Strokes.
He was.
Yeah. See.
And
what happened? Nothing.
Oh, so now you hurt?
No. Not at all.
You all right?
Nah, I'm good.
You and your Dannon? You all right? You sure? You all right? Because you wasn't in the doc either. You all right?
I'm good.
You didn't even actually be stage manager.
Cheap shot.
At least
and you got that. You missed that call as a warm up. Yeah, exactly. So
no problem. I'm with you. I'm with you. I've told everybody my career stays just like this. Ain't no sense in going
consistent.
up.
Can we do the Porter's report? Where's the interruption?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Hey,
that's why Hillary lost. Right there.
Or videos. Go to videos.
I have a few videos.
All right, yeah. We ain't got no POTUS report. There's nothing. Anybody ever drink this MRE?
No. Right. Meal ready to eat?
Yeah, it's a meal.
So it's military based?
Yeah, after you work out. put that in.
Bull semen.
All right, here's the first video.
Bull semen. That's not violent,
Make
right?
you feel like a Taurus.
Look, everybody get a pound. Everybody get a pound here. Get you a pound. Look. Yeah, here. We go a pound for you.
Man, you all right? Thank you.
Yeah. It go
glaucoma.
Wait.
That's better than giving out money.
Was that supposed to be turkey? He giving
out weed.
Giving out pounds of weed
Yeah.
instead of turkey.
I don't even smoke weed and I would have taken one.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'm like,
That's
where was
different.
I?
That's a little different.
For real.
That's a little different.
If you're going to be homeless, might as well be high.
Yeah.
Okay. Get some of that. It's glaucoma.
Who was that? I wonder what that was.
Where was that? What city? All right. What's she trying to do?
Steal a phone cover.
She tried to steal a phone?
Yeah, the phone cover like this.
Just the cover?
Yep.
She thought she was Flo Joe's. Like, Flo, no.
She calling her mama, though.
My mom was up here stealing. No, I'm by myself.
All right, I'm going to call the cops if that's the case.
Well, you stole something.
Or you're going to go home. Which one is it? All you have to do is give me the phone, let me take the screen off, and I'll let you go.
Mom was like, you didn't get me one?
Get a screen back. What is she doing?
Give it back.
Yeah, you stole something. Are you kidding me?
No.
Man.
Now, if that's your
That's
daughter
why
calling you, what do you do?
Ask other people first.
If that's your daughter calling you, what do you do?
Well, get a screen back, and I'm going to whoop your ass when you get home. Or let you go to jail and deal with it. Because that happened to Joe and my other brother. They stole some little Debbie cakes at the grocery store and got caught. Police called home. And my dad was like, let them rot in jail. Ooh. And I was young. I'm crying. Like, all I could think of them two niggas sitting there with rigor mortis. You know, when you're young, you don't know. With the skin just falling off. And my dad was like, let them niggas rot in jail. And hung up the phone. They never stole again.
Lesson learned. You?
Same.
You would have sent him to jail?
Mm-hmm.
TDP?
He said, give me a charger. I mean,
exactly.
Selfish.
Right. Lewis?
I would be so disappointed. You know what? I'd be more disappointed? The fact that you didn't know that he was going to lock the door.
Right.
I mean, that you're just a stupid criminal.
Right.
I mean,
Because they got those old videos on the internet all day, every day where they lock the door. You didn't learn from that?
You would go into a store with, and then call me and tell me that the guy is wrong. See, I'm pissed at your ignorance. That you telling me that, Mama, he treat me and tell me. Did I raise?
He's gonna send me to jail.
Yeah, he's gonna send me to jail. Because I'm like tripping at you that ignorant. That's my fault. Right. I ain't even teach you no street skills. Yeah, because I didn't even teach you no street skills.
Put yourself on punishment then, Lewis.
You didn't teach your kids no street shit.
No, I treated the kids.
If she was smart, she left the door open. She left the door open.
She wasn't thinking.
She wouldn't have did the shit.
Right.
Yeah, if she was smart, she would have been. She used a charm to get somebody to get that for her.
Right.
Yeah, that shit was just 1999.
How old was she?
Like that. Fuck.
Was she too young to cover up some pussy?
She was too young. She had enough sense to
cover up some pussy?
No.
All right, here's the next video.
That's Photoshop.
What is that? Oh, there's alligators?
I like them niggas in the pool.
All right, that's
got to be Photoshop. I'm with someone else on that one.
All right, what's the next?
All right, this video, there's somebody for everybody.
All right, so somebody the other day asked,
that donkey from
where's
Shrek?
my girlfriend, which is my beautiful queen. Y'all can see in the video, she's right there. The beautiful woman that whooped her boyfriend's butt in a basketball game and blew up overnight. She just has one thing to say about me, even though she loves me. Honey,
you suck.
You bite too?
But yeah, And of course,
love you. Not.
Love you
I'm
too,
just kidding.
honey.
I love you.
And then, of course, I had to get us Starbucks.
Yeah, you're obsessed with Starbucks.
Yes,
Love
I
you
got a
too.
serious issue, you
Yeah,
guys.
he has
I
an
love
issue.
you.
He has an issue.
I got an issue.
Yeah.
This is
He
horrible.
really has an issue.
Yeah, like my girl said, I got serious issues.
I don't have an issue. He has an issue.
She
By
does
the way-
too.
By
She
the
got-
way, it's
yeah,
you.
No.
This one.
This one right here.
This one.
Y'all see that? That
This
one.
one.
Love you.
This
Deuces.
one.
The fuck was that about?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
the fuck?
Somebody said it.
My name is
Somebody
Mr.
said,
Ed.
"Is that Fox?"
Is that Jamie?
Foxx.
Is that Bad Barbie?
Red Barbie.
So you're not supposed to. I mean, come on. You come into my house. If he's coming, somebody needs a dental plan in that family.
Okay, so your daughter brings him home, and
what? My daughter's gay. That's why I'm happy.
Wow.
If she brought him home, I'm like, go back to girls.
Well, what if she brought home Dee Dee Rainbow then?
Who is that?
If she brought home Dee Dee Rainbow.
Who is Dee Dee Rainbow?
Look it up. Google it.
Is that that girl?
No.
TDP, you remember? Danny, you remember Dee Dee?
Mm-hmm. All right.
She was in, but the female version.
Oh, hilarious.
But Dee Dee was funny too, though.
All right.
Fat ass too.
and I think you sent me this one, Louis.
Oh, you gonna just throw it on me?
Success is like being pregnant. Everyone says congratulations, but nobody knows how many times you got fucked.
No, play that again.
Success is like being pregnant. Everyone says congratulations, but nobody knows how many times you got fucked.
That's true for our business. That's true for our point of.
Yeah.
People never know.
Yeah.
So
Good point.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, it's truth. Okay.
That's it.
I sent you another one, didn't
The Deion Sanders HBCU president one?
Oh yeah, you guys didn't talk about that.
I? About what?
Deion Sanders.
I mean, everybody
What?
making a big deal. It's like you elevate. That's what you work hard for to go to the next level. His ultimate goal is he's trying to get to the NFL. So, and you can't blame him. I mean, what's all the rhetoric? I mean, you got to start somewhere. He was at Jackson State for 3 years.
High school before that.
Yeah, and he turned it around. He turned Jackson
It was
State
1
around.
and 10, right?
He made them a contender. They won the SWAC this year. So of course, other colleges are gonna come on and they gonna bait you. So I mean, you know, a Power 5 or a Power college is gonna come on and they're gonna be like, all right, come on. So now you're giving other athletes opportunity to play on a bigger platform. You can't stay there. I mean, and expect not to go nowhere. I mean, that's just.
Here's my take. Is first I was a little disappointed because I wanted him to stay there at least 2 more years, you know, and beat a big school, you know, and then move on. But at the flip side is, we cry about blacks not getting the opportunity to coach at those big schools.
Right.
Now Deion is given an opportunity. Now we want to fucking bitch about it. It's like, no, he got the opportunity. The other flip side is, I wish it would have gone to Florida State, of course. You know, that would have been alma mater, right? And the other side is too. Now, unfortunately, a lot of the top players that committed to Jackson State have now decommitted to Jackson State, so they won't get those top tier players that were initially going to get. But Deion got to do what Deion got to do. Like you said, the key is to elevate, and you know, hopefully another coach that's under Deion right now at Jackson State will get the opportunity to shine. Right.
Now it's the same thing.
Black coach, that is.
Right. You could take the same thing. Mo Williams is Jackson State's basketball coach. He had a great NBA career.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if he turns that program around within 2-3 years, and then a big school, a big time university comes after him, what is he supposed to stay there? Mm-hmm. Or do you move on and go somewhere bigger to a bigger platform where I can elevate? Now I can bring these players. They can come play for me here at this bigger, this bigger stage. So that's.
But here's a caveat with that is before he even took the job at Jackson State, he said I got a plan to turn HBCU football program around, and then I'm going to go on and do other things.
Right.
People miss that point. Now he's there. Now he's in the community. He's going to meet these people's parents, moms. You know, she fixing her week, so don't worry about it, honey.
Right.
I got a black mom.
Right.
Now you know her son going there.
Right.
So he did his job.
And he gave up half his salary from under the stand to take that Jackson State job.
And then was the HBCU president
bombs
Yeah,
on him, right?
he said
long
some
neck receipt, CVS receipt.
He said something that, talking shit about
we want you to fail
and all that. The same motherfucker that's wishing all that. If UCLA calls him, or the Big Ten or the Pac-12 calls him up and says, "Yo, we want you to be the president of this or that,"
the
that
Pac-12
motherfucker, he gonna drop that shit in a heartbeat and he gonna go.
But here's the coldest thing he said to his team, because he let them know first before the media got a hold of it. He said, "Don't come to the championship game thinking you're gonna hurt me by not playing." Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, if you transfer, you go somewhere and say, "Well, why you didn't play?" "Oh, I was emotional because the coach didn't like me."
Right.
He said, "I'm going to Colorado, and some of y'all might come with me."
Right.
He bringing dogs.
Yeah.
So those recruits that backed out, they probably go to Colorado.
And what he
now.
said to Colorado was like, "Look, some of y'all don't want to be here. Get in the portal. He's gonna make my job easier. You don't want to play.
You should hug and kiss and say goodbye right now."
Yeah. And like he
Now-
said, when you coaching, either two things, it ain't no gray area. Either you elevate or you get terminated.
Yeah.
Ain't no in between.
They don't have a graveyard for coaches.
Unless you're Marvin Lewis. Was
Yeah, then you become a JV assistant.
Now he goes to Colorado. They got the ultimate facilities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then the boosters step to him and say, "Why didn't Jackson State boosters step to Deion and say we gonna fight?"
And Colorado actually doesn't even have the money to pay Deion right now, but the dude said, "We're gonna get it." Now here's the funny part, because if we're doing a show, comedy show, and the black promoter came and said, "Hey man, I ain't got all your money, man, but by the time we get off stage, we're gonna have it." Or if a white person, we ain't got, we're gonna be like, "Oh no, nigga, when you get all the money, then call me.
Yeah.
Then I'll do the damn show."
But here's the thing: in Colorado's defense, weed is legal there.
Oh yeah,
we can get that money overnight.
right.
Oh, but like the motherfuckers in the comments.
Oh, remember we got
saying,
the Denver Broncos
Right.
here too, home.
Right.
We got
But
the
like
Denver
they
Nuggets
said,
here too.
Right. And we got the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, Colorado tuition.
We
is
all the
about
way
to
around with
skyrocket.
this.
Yeah,
You're gonna be good.
Their tuition is about to skyrocket.
Absolutely.
I mean, you bringing something there.
Right.
So you got a name and you got a chance to turn it.
And he's going to help them get a new coach at Jackson State. He
wanted
recommended his guy. Yeah.
TC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, we good.
I wanted to hear Dannon's point on that.
Well, what most people ain't even looking at is the last two coaches at Colorado were black.
Right.
So
that's right.
They're trying to say that he went to the white money, but they've been hiring black coaches the last two.
Yeah.
Mel Jackson went to Michigan State, and they fired Carl Jarrell.
Yeah.
So,
Dannon's gonna always come with them sports facts.
And they didn't have it in Colorado. Hasn't been that good in the last couple of years.
No, well, Mel Jackson had him turning, but that's why he went to Michigan State.
Yeah.
And then Carl got the job, and he was only this year they were 1-11. So I just think that.
That's what he said.
I think the problem I have is that everybody's upset with him, but it's kind of the crabs and buckets for black people. It's like the white coaches do it all the time.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I think what Deion did was really kind of also point at these HBCU schools and say, look, I came in 3 years and changed this around.
Yeah.
You guys been around for 100 years.
Yeah.
Ain't no alumni come back. Nobody came back, flipped none of these stadiums.
And he's not even an alumni.
Yeah, I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
and didn't flip none of the stadiums, didn't flip none of the facilities, anything. So really what he's saying is, I did it in 3 years and you guys are mad at me for leaving. And now they're talking about, like somebody posted today saying, well, he should stay there so that he can guide Jackson State continue what they're doing so they can be ready to go to the next coach. I'm like, he can't babysit, people that. So
Roland Martin said something good too. He said 13% of alumni at HBCUs, they contribute to facilities or to the schools that they graduate. He's like, where the other 87% at? That's not stepping up.
So
Facts.
I think
nobody cares. The show is over.
Okay.
No,
well, my thing is, I think we're all missing the point about Deion's excellent job of coaching, the way he's been coaching up Edmonds.
And he said, my son coming.
He's been coaching her up.
Oh, he said that.
Yeah. Huh?
We don't know about Shiloh.
No, but you know who he's been coaching up? Tracy. For the past 10 years, he's been coaching her up. No, I mean, seriously, he's kept her. Yeah, he's kept her in, as far as this is how we're going to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
This is how we're going to, we're not stepping outside, we're not going to act crazy. This is my thing. Did you see him usher her off the stage during the ceremony?
I didn't see that.
She was doing all this, He was like, no, you need to get off. And then next thing he was like, let's go. I got to catch a plane.
Yeah.
So he that's what I'm saying about coach. You got to coach the woman up so she don't be, because she's all about herself. That's why Eddie was like, all right, hold on, you're doing too much. So Deion's like, everybody's forgetting how he's coaching that up.
Right.
You ain't hearing none of the past 10 years. You ain't hearing nothing.
Babyface too. She's with Babyface too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I respect
Danny
him.
got some issues with
With Babyface?
No.
Oh yeah.
With
Edmonds.
Oh, with Edmonds?
Yeah,
Well,
she
then
didn't
you
put it-
already see what I'm talking about. That knows.
Did what?
With Edmonds. Which Edmonds? Babyface?
No.
Tracy.
Oh, you dated her?
No,
I did. Let me
I
tell
had the
you.
lawsuit. I had a.
Damn, I'm saying. She
With
kind
Ohio
of fine.
State.
You're right.
Oh, that's
Went to Big Ten school.
yeah. Yeah, she ain't no Pac-12 girl. I mean, he's not Pac-12, but oh wait, how did y'all get in the playoffs too? Come on.
I'd like to thank USC for all the blessings.
Come on. Y'all better not. Y'all playing? Who y'all playing?
Play Georgia.
Georgia. Oh yeah,
Y'all play Georgia?
Play Georgia.
In what ball?
To get to the championship
Championship
game.
game. Yeah, because
Well,
they were hoping it was
yeah.
going to be you and Michigan again. That's what they
And
wanted.
then Michigan, who's Michigan playing?
TCU.
Yeah, they wanted Michigan. They wanted Michigan to play Ohio State.
Yeah.
They wanted that, and everybody wanted that game.
So Alabama's out.
Yeah,
Alabama's out. Clemson's out too.
They had two losses.
They 2 losses. But I think
and LSU.
I'm like my man, but they better than
And
TCU.
Georgia's who's Georgia?
Well, no, TCU. They balled though.
They
Michigan,
did ball.
They balled.
That's
You
QB
gotta
ball.
get to
But
and
UCLA,
Nick tried to-
UCLA was ball. I mean, USC was balling.
They was balling for a minute.
They
But
choked.
Utah had that number twice.
Yeah, Utah.
It's like the Rams and the 49ers. This got their number.
Utah. That was a good game. 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 Ohio State, Michigan was a good game until the second half.
Yeah.
Now, have y'all been watching the FIFA?
Yeah.
Soccer?
Yeah.
USA lost to the Netherlands.
I just know them
Dutch
them
boy.
cats are in shape not to have any timeouts.
Yeah.
Right.
Them cats, those are athletes.
My nephew plays professionally over in Ireland, and I've been watching him since he was like 6, and he's badass. He's in shape. He's crazy with it. Cause we went out one night. He came to L.A. I took him out. We got back at 3 a.m. I went to bed. This little nigga was in the gym. Like he went straight to the gym, worked out
Really?
for 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him. All right, listen. I'm Louis Six.
Dannon Green.
Oh, all right. Last phone call. Who's this calling? Oh, have mercy. I got a game today. Yeah, caller.
Hi, I'm gonna make it quick. Hi, everybody. This is Seymour.
Hey, what's up,
Hey.
Seymour?
Hi, Guy. Hi, Lou. Hi,
Hey.
TDP.
How you
Hi,
doing?
Deb.
What's
Hi,
up?
Dannon.
Hello.
I want to thank Guy and Dannon for showing us how grown men to resolve differences. I think that was great, seeing that a young Van Zandt moment. Thank y'all.
No, they're going to fight in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah,
That
we
shit ain't
going-
over with. No, we just ain't going to be televised.
Really quickly about the whole, I think some of the people are really butthurt and everything with Deion Sanders. I went to Grambling State University and everything. I almost feel like some people have tried to kind of idolize Deion. You know how we are with celebrities anyway. But I think some of the issue when y'all compare, they only 13% of the graduates give back. You got to understand and not compare apples to oranges. A lot of these white people, we're talking 4 or 5 generations of college graduates in their family. A lot of these HBCUs, again, I went to Grambling. I'm my mother's first child to graduate from college. So you're not comparing the things correctly. And also, it's a known fact, as it's Tennessee State, and there's a couple of others that are suing the state because they have been underfunding HBCUs. So, when you look at, like I said, the boosters and stuff like that. Now, I am a lifetime member of the Grambling alumni and everything like that, but you got to compare apples to apples and not apples to oranges. And then I can say for myself, I know when I was at Grambling undergrad, we would hear stories about mismanagement of the funds, and that's something that I've been hearing rumbling about Jackson State, something about there was some mismanagement of funds, and when you don't have that much money coming in, not saying they don't go on at PWIs because we know that they do, they're going to cover their asses. If a shooting happens at LSU, it's not going to get the same coverage as if something happens at Southern University. If something happened near Southern University around their homecoming, and they just act like it was on campus and it wasn't. So we know that comes into play too. But I feel like Jackson State benefited from Deion Sanders, but I also feel like Jackson State helped Deion too, because what other white school would have given him a chance without any type of collegiate coaching experience if he didn't have any?
Yeah. Okay. So
and the Super Bowl champion.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great points.
Thank
Great
you.
points.
We got to send her out.
Wow.
Hey, I'm Louis Diggs.
TDP.
Jeff Arnold.
Guy Torry.
Hey, thank you so much for coming in, man.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Anytime,
Hey, thank you all for listening. We're out.
You're welcome anytime.
Don't forget
man.
to donate.
Yeah, don't forget to support the show, you guys, to keep it coming every week.
Not
So,
him, but
I'll support you.
Here
all
we
right.
are.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You cool. Send us
You
that.
guys have a good one. We'll be back next week.